at Arch Madness in St. Louis. This is a look at the scoreboard from this weekend. Bradley picked up another win yesterday in this conference. Our final score, 67-60. For Mark Jackson and our entire crew, I'm Chris Hassel. This has been a presentation.
Well, it's Sunday afternoon here on CBS Sports Network, and that means it's time for the Alliance of American Football. It is week number 3 as 2-0 Birmingham rolls into Atlanta to take on the Legends as they get set to play their home opener. Great to see you and be with you alongside my broadcast partner, former first-round pick and 7-year NFL vet, Adam Archuleta. My name is Ben Holden. John Striffin's with us as well. So Arch, Birmingham off to a 2-0 start. They've done it with a very good defense. Trent Richardson's been doing it in the backfield as well. Atlanta 0-2 looking for their first win today. How do you see it?
Well, it's two teams with opposite records, and when I go back and watch last week, it really comes down to the ability to finish. For the Iron, great drive to end the game, and for the Legends, despite a strong start, did not make the plays in the end to be able to win, and that is the difference.
Yeah, they had a 12-9 lead in that game against San Diego, could not hold on and sustain it, as you said. So let's talk about Birmingham. Tim Lewis made his mark in the NFL as a defensive coordinator. They're certainly doing it with the Alliance.
Yeah, front four is able to generate great pressure. 2 sacks in each of their first 2 games. And on the other side of the ball, Trent Richardson has established himself as the centerpiece, as the focal point, running hard, but also last week extremely good out of the backfield, put together a nice all-around performance.
He really did, and we shift our attention to Atlanta now. They've got 2 quarterbacks that played in the SEC, one of them not far from here at Georgia, and Aaron Murray, great quarterback in his college days, and Matt Sims at Tennessee in his college days. He's been the guy. What have you seen from him?
Big improvement from week 1 to week 2. Now, it's still an offense that is based on the short, conservative passing game. He did throw a very nice seam ball right here for their first touchdown of the season, but they need to be able to air it out and get more explosive plays in their offense.
There is the head coach of the Atlanta Legends, 17 years of experience in the National Football League for Kevin Coyle. Let's get down to the field with the third member of our broadcast team, John Triffin, who's standing by with Tim Lewis. He's also a first-year head coach. Triff.
Ben, thank you so much. Coach, you are just one of 2 undefeated teams left in the Alliance. What has been the biggest reason for your success early on?
I think the buy-in, the buy-in by the coaches, the buy-in by the players. They've all done a fantastic job of executing the system to perfection. I think that's the reason why it looks good this early.
All right, let's talk about the game today. Atlanta, they've got a tough defense, especially up front. They are huge. How do you create running lanes for Trent Richardson?
Well, they're huge and they're fast. They've got 2 outside guys that really get up the field, and we're going to try to take advantage of that by running some draw plays and trying to slow them down a little bit.
All right, good luck today, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, so you see a beautiful day here in Atlanta. 61 degrees. Nothing but sunshine here in the great state of Georgia. And the game ball will be placed by Michael Vick. Started his career here with the Falcons, was a star. He will set the ball down at the 25-yard line. Atlanta won the toss. They're going to take the football. So there's ball placement, as we say in the Alliance, Arch.
Good old think.
Yeah.
You know, not going out there to start the game and the kickoff alignment and getting ready to go is a little bit different, but I think all in all, outside of that part of it, I'm not sure if the kickoff has really been missed here in the Alliance, and so far I think it's been working out.
Well, you and I have been, week 3 now for us. We've talked, and we're both on the same page in terms of the going for 2 with no point afters.
Well, no question to me, that is my most favorite rule change, and I think the most beneficial one to the game. But here we go, starting on the 25-yard line. And, you know, there's one thing that you don't really get the big field position or the hidden yardage that you get from all the different returns, kickoff team and kickoff return. You have to start now at the 25-yard line. So that's a little bit of a change, but I think as the game goes on, the pace of the game, the way they get after it after a score, I think is a positive change.
So there's Matt Sims. Gets the start here today. Wadley will get the start. Get active today. So Akram Wadley had a really good week last week. Catching the football at 82 yards from scrimmage in that game against San Diego. Much of which was played in the rain. No issues with the weather here today at Georgia State Stadium. And we're set to go as Atlanta.
55's the mic! 55! Blue, blue!
From the 25-yard line. Sims rolls and fires, and the catch made on the near side by Stanberry. And let's take a closer look, Arch, at Matt Sims. Jamar Summers made the tackle. The particulars on him, spent quite a few seasons in the NFL.
I think the one thing, and we already talked about how much there was an improvement, not just in Sims, but the entire offense for Atlanta from week 1 to week 2. Now, there was a lot of short passes, and I think as this game goes, they want to get some more explosion, and they want to be able to test the secondary here for the iron and get the ball downfield.
On the ground, Wadley. Product of Iowa. Over 2,800 yards and 28 touchdowns in his career. Tackle made by Elijah Campbell, getting the start here today.
I think when you look at the legends on offense, and even talking to Kevin Coyle, after the first week of the season, he greatly challenged both his offensive line and the running backs and encouraged them to step up their game. I think they have to do a much better job up front blocking for the run, and obviously that'll open things up for Sims and this Legends passing attack.
See what they do here on 1st and 10. Sims looking left and fires left, and that one nearly intercepted. And that defense of Birmingham just giving up 4.5 points a game. Jack Tojo made the play.
Yeah, and he's going up against Jamar Summers, who has established himself as one of the top corners here for the Alliance. Has had a tremendous week 1 and week 2, and has only allowed 1 catch in his first 2 games of the season. Matt Sims might want to look to the other side of the field because Jamar Summers has been locked down this season.
In week 1, he was unbelievable, and we saw him in that shutout win at home against Memphis.
380!
Lawrence Pittman in the backfield. Instead, they give it off to Malachi Jones. Malachi Jones with a big gain over midfield. And Atlanta gets the first down. Redfield made the tackle. Gain of 15 there.
Well, another thing that Kevin Coyle talked about from his wide receivers was their need to be able to block outside. He has challenged that wide receiving core to get great blocks on the perimeter, and on that play, both wide receivers with key blocks for the big game.
Malachi Jones from Roswell, Georgia, played his college ball at Appalachian State. Had the first touchdown in Alliance history last week, a 19-yard pass. Tried on the right side here, the run by Pittman, who had some tough runs in the second half of their loss last week. Matthew Wells on the tackle.
Yeah, I would agree with that, as they try and figure out who the lead dog is going to be. You know, the main featured back for this offense. I thought Lawrence Pittman, who had 9 carries for 42 yards last week, really had a nice feel for his blocks up front and did a good job in the running game.
Particulars on him on the season. 12 for 66. Pittman remains in the game.
380!
On 2nd and 8. Sims swings it out. Catch made out there. Good move there to make a man miss. That's a first down. That's Pittman. Makes the move, put his foot in the ground. Arch gains 10. He was stopped by Jeremy Falk. And keeping an eye on these 2 players here today.
Yeah, Akron Wadley, who had 8 catches, 70 yards last week against a Birmingham defense that at times had a trouble with the running backs from from Salt Lake. And we already talked about Jamar Summers, how good he has been this season. Man-to-man coverage, an excellent technician at the line of scrimmage, has been able to shut down opposing passing games.
55's the mic!
Summers has been outstanding for them. 3 wide here for Sims. Instead, he puts it in the breadbasket there. Pittman. And Pittman did all he could to get back to the line of scrimmage. Good play breaking through there by Nick James to slow him up. 2nd down coming up.
Well, I have to imagine that for Matt Sims and the Legends offensively, it's got to feel good to have a home game and have a little sun shining on them.
Yes.
I know they're in the middle of shadow right now, but first 2 games played in rainy conditions. So here for the first time, perfect weather conditions, and this is a great drive to start out this game.
Here we go. Go, go, go.
Loss of 1 on the run by Pittman.
4 down.
Wadley splits out wide up top of your screen.
Rip. 380. 380.
Sims gets rid of it in a hurry. And the grab made. They're going to give him progress to the 29-yard line. James Quick will set up a third down, Arch. Gain of 8.
Great quick decision from Sims. Blitz, the iron, blitz 5, and he spots the off coverage and knows that there's going to be a window right there to fire that slant. I think at times you watch Sims play and he has a slow delivery, but that time he saw the pre-snap read, he knew pressure was coming, man-on-man coverage first off and throws a perfect strike for 33.
So yes, 3rd and 3. Sims is 4 of 5 for 41 so far. Puts it up again. Quick release, quick throw, and they've got the first down to the 25-yard line. It's Keith Tobridge, the tight end, and it was Beniquez Brown making the stop.
Well, 2 things on the last 2 plays that really stand out for Sims is plays under pressure. Last week, he was only 2 for 7 for a 28% completion percentage under pressure. In the last 2 snaps, Tim Lewis decides to bring pressure. The ball is out, perfectly on target, and he's able to pick up the first down.
Good looking drive here so far for this Atlanta offense. As Arch touchdown in the open, they've
55 the mic.
scored points early. They haven't scored a lot, but the whole key for them is 60 minutes. And their first flag of the day. Referee's Reggie Smith today.
Prior to the snap, delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, it's first down.
So that'll set him back to the 31-yard line. Kevin Coyle there. Your keys today, Arch. Tell us about those.
Well, for Birmingham, I think they played great defense, but look at that number, 151 yards rushing last week. And really, if there's one thing they haven't been good at is stopping the run. And for Atlanta, it's about third downs. Birmingham is excellent on third downs, and so far on this drive, they've been able to pick it up.
Here they go, back to the air. Wadley makes a man miss. Wadley into open space. Wadley picks up the first down. Akram Wadley showed some shake and bake. Jamar Summers stopped him. If you're a fan of Seinfeld, it's usually Watley, but I'll say Wadley.
Wadley. And this is what you've seen from Wadley if you watched him when he was at Iowa. It's the tremendous open field ability, the quick feet, and the smooth hips to make that little jump cut, avoid the first tackle, and then gets upfield. That's what he is. He is a specialty back. He is extremely well with the ball in his hands in open space, and that's the play that the Legends needed after a delay of game.
They're inside of the red zone. Here goes Wadley again, dragged down after a pickup of about 3 by Jeremy Falk. So in the red zone, 4 field goals and just the 1 touchdown. As Wadley will get a breather here, he is off to a great start. Pittman's going to replace him here with 2nd and 8 coming up.
This is really what it comes down to. We talked about the Legends and their need to finish. Last week, 1 of 3 in the red zone, and really have had a hard time here in the first 2 games when they've been in scoring position, being able to punch it in for 6 points.
See what they do here on 2nd and 8. 2 tight end set. Sims rolls, fires near side. Inside of the 5 they go. What a play, and the ball into the hands of Bug Howard. Beautiful play there, Arch.
Got to pay attention to your man. Right there, Matthew Wells, the inside linebacker, falls for the run, and he sees late the receiver come behind the line of scrimmage, and Sims again gets the ball out of his hands. The misdirection, the bootleg plays, you've got to really be keyed on into your assignments and not allow that easy access throw.
Pittman back in at running back. Sims, a great start. 7 for 8 for 69 yards.
54, 380, 380.
Tight end in front of Pittman as they try to power this thing in. And they're going to come up short on 1st and goal. But they get it down just inside of the 2-yard line here. And we've got an injured Atlanta player down as the training staffs run out to tend to John Kling, the product of the University of Buffalo. 2nd and goal upcoming here, and this is a really good looking drive here, Arch. 6.5 gone in the quarter, and Atlanta has marched right down the field.
Well, it's been absolutely perfect, and you've had great performances so far from Matt Sims, Wadley, and see right there on the right side of your screen, number 70 just gets rolled up from on behind. But going back to the start of this drive, I thought, Matt Sims has looked extremely crisp. He is well prepared for this game. He knows where he has to go with the football and is getting the ball out of his hands.
Come on, Carol! Hawaii, nice!
Yeah, I'm excited. Finally earned enough rewards points.
So jealous.
Yeah, I can't wait to get that shave ice.
What's shave ice?
It's like a Hawaiian snow cone.
Why not just say snow cone?
I don't know, they call it shave ice.
You fly to Hawaii for this.
I don't go there for the ice.
You saved up your reward points for ice. That's a lot of ice.
Okay.
Go Rewards credit card from Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the
324-pounder. Spent time in the NFL with Washington and Chicago. College ball at Buffalo. Their right tackle up front. Second and goal upcoming. Ball just shy of the 1-yard line here. And a very good looking drive here by the Atlanta Legends. Their head coach, Kevin Coyle, named their head coach on January 9th. Brad Childress originally hired to be the coach. And Kevin Coyle, like his counterpart today, Tim Lewis, a long time as a defensive guy in the National Football League. His first opportunity as a head coach, and there is Kevin Coyle out on the field to check on his right tackle, John Kling. Did not look good or sound good as we went to break there. Lengthy delay last week in San Antonio in that game with an injury similar to this. They had to cart the player off the field. And let's look back one more time here, Arch, to see exactly what happened to Kling.
Yeah, number 70 on the right side of your screen, and you can see Adeoye coming off the corner, and Kling just kind of falls back on Adeoye as he came around the edge.
Yeah. They told us last night in our meetings with Birmingham that Aaron Adeoye would see a lot more time this week. Big body, 6'6" and 260. As Kling moving some, so that's a good sign. And you hear the crowd that's turned out for the first home game in the history of the Atlanta Legends, supporting their team, and the entire team's going to make their way out onto the field as well to support their teammate who will go back and get checked out. Like we talked about last week, from your days, it's always tough when you see that. You got to come back and play, not just for the team with the injured player, but the other team too, right?
It is. It's so difficult, and there's so much emotion that goes into getting ready to play a game, and you have all the excitement of being out there on the field, and then once you see one of your teammates, one of your friends, go out like this, especially on a stretcher, and then almost immediately now you have to get ready to play again. It's tough to kind of put yourself there mentally. Big challenge.
Trey Moxley is going to go into the game. Moxley wearing number 60 to replace Kling, and we hope the best for him. There's a good look at Moxley. Always a good sign. You see from John Kling there, thumbs up. Second and goal once we resume on what's been a really, really good looking opening drive for the Atlanta Legends. We're going to have TJ Barnes, one of their big linemen, in there as the fullback here in the set when they come out. So Atlanta opened up the season in week one on a Saturday night in Orlando. Last week, as we've touched on, out to San Diego. And they finally get a chance here to play at home at Georgia State Stadium. '14th play of the drive when we resume for Kevin Coyle's offense. 5 runs. Sims has thrown it 8 times and looked pretty good doing it. So they're being cautious with John Kling. Some trouble getting him on there. The air cast on the left leg. So they'll take him back and do what they need to do to check on him and find out what he needs to do to get better. 2nd and goal when we resume. So Birmingham's defense faced with a 2nd and goal. Defense has given up 9 points, and Kling making his way out. Take him to the medical center and get your report as we move on in the broadcast. Hoping for the best for him. Lawrence Pittman's in the backfield here, Arch.
And in my eyes, Ben, this is a really good opportunity for the Legends to go some play action. You got a big defensive end at fullback.
And Pittman tries it. And Beniquez Brown did a heck of a job going up to get him. Mike Spearman in there as well.
Well, it really is. Birmingham, both linebackers going downhill. You see Lawrence Pittman tries to get airborne, and you can see once he got up from that, he knew that he made a mistake. Should have kept his head down, should have tried to use his power to get in the end zone, but I really thought that that was a good opportunity for the Legends offensively to go a little play action. You know, after a lengthy break like that, everybody may be expecting run, but they go with a run, and Birmingham was ready for it.
Denard Robinson running back. Instead, they throw a little quick screen there looking for Bug Howard, and it's incomplete. Jamar Summers did a great job on that play defensively, Arch.
Yeah, but total miscommunication. You can see Malachi Jones, he's going in motion, and then Sims tries to get the quick screen out to him. So that was a miscommunication. Jones was either not supposed to go in motion, or Sims didn't run the right play. But now you're sitting here at 4th and goal on the 1-yard line.
And they're going for it. Pittman's in the backfield. Pittman, they fake to him, rolling out. Sims fires, no! Looking for Bug Howard. And Elijah Campbell in coverage there, and they come up short. 5:36 to go, Arch. Birmingham's defense makes the stand.
Well, great drive to start the game from the Legends, but 4th and goal, and the Iron make the play 0-0.
This drive in our Skycam today is brought to you by Wheels Up. So Luis Perez in the offense on with Trent Richardson in there. Their first opportunity with the football here today after that huge stop by their defense. It just hit Campbell right in the back, the pass.
10, 48, blue 88,
Perez hands off. Richardson runs over one and gets him some breathing room there as Damian Swan made the stop. Here's a closer look at Luis Perez. from Chula Vista, was the Division II Player of the Year in 2017. And so far this season, Arch, that's 60.6, pretty good number.
Yeah, 4th in the Alliance with 436 yards passing. And the number one thing that shows up from last week is too many missed opportunities down the field. He's got to be able to read coverage, get the ball out of his hands more quickly, and find the guy downfield for the big play.
No touchdowns, as good as he's been, as Richardson breaks free, still on his feet. And Richardson's got the first down to the 14-yard line, so the former Alabama star gives him some breathing room twice now here on this drive.
And when this league first started and we knew that Trent Richardson was going to be part of it, the question was, how good will Richardson be? Will he be in shape and ready to play? And I think if one thing is evident here in the first 2 weeks, and especially last week, he still has been that great tackle breaking ability. He has been able to run with power and run right through willing tacklers.
Fake it to him this time. Perez swings it out. Catch is made. Going to give him progress. Pickup of a couple. They find Tobias Palmer. Tyson Graham on the stop.
When we talked to the Birmingham coaches, they said that this is one of the best front sevens that they are going to play against in the Alliance. Certainly the best front seven that they played against in this game. And not only good at linebacker and defensive line, but they have a couple of safety. Ed Reynolds, one of them, Tyson Graham, the other. Two safeties that are extremely active, especially when they get close to the line of scrimmage.
3 wide receivers set here. Richardson in the backfield. Richardson, intended target, and no flag. Ball well wide of him. There is a flag. Stand corrected. Pressure applied by Khalil Bass. Here's our referee today, Reggie Smith.
It's a similar bend offense that we saw Birmingham employ in the first game of the season. A lot of bootleg passes, a lot of Perez getting outside the pocket. They felt like that was a more effective plan of attack and something that they wanted feature in this game, but so far the Legends all over it.
Yep, no flag. They picked it up. There's a throw and a catch that was dropped. Wesley Saunders could not hang on to it. Merritt on the coverage. Flags now, and things getting a little heated.
Well, I tell you what, Carlos Merritt, the nickel corner here for the Legends, all over it, and that was textbook. Spots the crosser coming from the other side of the field and puts what I like to call proper hat placement right on the receiver. Beautiful play.
Hat on the field right now as they discuss this. Laundry all over. 3 flags in the neighborhood of the 29 and 30-yard line after all of that. So they'll sort this out. After it appeared Atlanta, depending on the penalty, made the stop on 3rd down. Atlanta defense still pretty hot. Here's the call from our referee, Reggie Smith.
After the play, there were fouls by both teams. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, Birmingham, number 10. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, Birmingham, number 15. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, Atlanta, number 31. Those fouls will offset. It's 4th down.
So Quentin Patton, Quan Bray for Birmingham, and Ed Reynolds for Atlanta. Oh, flagged on that play, Arch.
Oh, yeah, you can see it right there. Yep. That looks to be Tobias Palmer. He's the one that started it. And looks like they're going to, it wasn't Ed Reynolds. Looked like they meant to say number 32, but can't do that.
So on to punt, Colton Schmidt, Irvin Phillips awaiting the return. Fair catch called for. And lets it bounce out of bounds in the neighborhood of the 40-yard line. with 3:18 remaining in the opening quarter. A 47-yard punt. Atlanta gets it back on offense when we come back. For the second time, and when we've got an opportunity, let's take a closer look at the Legends home stadium, brought to you by At Home, the home decor superstore, now Georgia State Stadium. Built in '96 for the Olympics, converted to Turner Field. The Braves played here from '97 until just a couple of years ago. Georgia State bought the stadium in 2017. Beautiful day here in Atlanta for football with Adam Archuleta, John Schriffen, all of our crew. My name is Ben Holden. After 14 plays, Atlanta goes back to work with Denard Robinson in the backfield.
Yeah, no, I think that's... 380! Finish that!
Sims. Good pick up there on first down. Jontavius Jones. Here's that fourth down play in the end zone.
Yeah, it was a disaster, but Sims had a receiver open immediately, and he just didn't see him. Number 84, his tight end, Bug Howard, he is wide open, but he gets the ball to him extremely late. So it started as a perfect drive, methodically marching the ball down the field. A couple miscues. Remember the screen pass?
Yes.
And then that last play on fourth down, and the Legends come away with 0 points.
55's the mic! Liz!
Sims out of the gun, Robinson next to him.
Finish that!
Sims taking a shot, got a man out there, and Sims drops it right in there. Monte Crockett. Summers forced him out, but a first down, Atlanta.
Love the release. Watch how he beats Summers, the release. Gives him to a jab to the inside. That creates the necessary space between Summers and the sideline. You see Summers knows it immediately. He gets beat off of the line in a perfectly placed ball from Matt Sims, but that was a beautiful route. Start to the route from Monte Crockett to beat one of the best corners in the Alliance.
Gain of 24. You know a thing about speed, Arch. This guy runs, he's been timed at a 4.25.40. Has Crockett. Denard Robinson. I wondered if they do this with shoelace. Dangerous. There's a quarterback at Michigan, but he was a dual threat guy. The intended target was Stanberry, the tight end. Wells broke it up.
Well, nice job. We know about Denard Robinson's prolific career as a quarterback, but it really was the reaction from number 54, Matt Wells. He sees it immediately, and he sees that Robinson doesn't press the line of scrimmaging. Robinson stays parallel, and that's what told Wells that this was going to be a pass. He adjusts his route, and he's able to break it up. Excellent heads-up defense by Wells in the iron.
See the yardage, 109 already.
55's the mic!
This will be play 20 of the game for Atlanta. Crockett, far side, now runs it into the middle. Instead they go the other way, and coming up, but I'm going to say Bug Howard was down. Gain of 15 if it stands. Wells on the coverage took him down over there.
Really nice. Bug Howard working on the linebacker Wells again. And does he get touched? He just gets touched. You see Wells jump over him.
Yeah.
And the left calf touches his shoulder pad. Was his knee off the ground? Yep, so he is down. But again, I really like the design of this offense here today.
Looks good.
So far, the Legends are keeping the iron off balance.
So there was a late flag thrown for unsportsmanlike. So that'll put him inside of the 10 here.
And I'm surprised, and we maybe thought that the Legends were going to try and run the ball on the iron on defense because of the problems that they've had stopping the run. But so far, the passing game has really carried the day.
Here's Robinson. Denard Robinson inside of the 5. Going to spot him down at the 3-yard line inside of a minute to go now in this opening quarter. Tackle was made by Jeremy Falk, who's had a couple so far today.
The Denard Robinson, who was inactive last week, and we all know about what kind of a career he had at the University of Michigan, over 6,200 yards and 91 total touchdowns. Really, I thought had some nice games and had some nice season as a role player for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
As a Michigan State fan, I was glad to see him go. He gets it here, and not much doing there. In fact, he'll lose some yardage. Again, it's Jeremy Falk, who's played really well to start. Came in with 8 tackles and a sack this season, brings up 3rd and goal now. What do you do here, Arch? They've been down here for the 2nd time here on this drive now.
Yeah, they really have, and it's been in this part of the field where Birmingham defensively has just absolutely stuffed the running game. There is 0 room, so Sims is going to have to be precise if they choose to throw the ball down here.
Very good. We'll see what they do when we come back for the 2nd quarter and the first play of it. That's the end of the opening quarter. You're watching the Alliance of American Football on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
Expectations are sky. Do it a lot of ways. Dynamite out deep. Williams with a slam. Leaving it all out there. Whoa, what a shot. That's great college basketball.
Do you worry about going to the dentist? Well, relax. The Carefree Dental Card is now available in your area. Call the number on your screen and we'll send your actual card at no cost today. With the Carefree Dental Card, you go to the dentist whenever you need and you instantly pay a lot less. The Carefree Dental Card is just $15.95 a month. So call now and make going to the dentist carefree.
Call 800-996-3881 to receive your free Carefree Dental Card information kit.
Homeowners, don't waste another year worrying about high property taxes. Empire Tax Reductions has saved millions for New York homeowners for over 20 years. Property taxes are the least understood expense that homeowners have to pay. We'll save you money by challenging your assessment. We know the laws and the system. Tax appeals must be filed soon. Call Empire Tax Reductions or sign up online today at EmpireTaxReductions.com. Empire Tax Reductions, 516-746-4646.
Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? It may be too late to check when you're on the road. Fortunately, you're on the couch. Don't think you know. Know you know.
We asked Long Islanders, what does energy efficiency mean to you?
It means saving a few dollars on our energy bill every month.
PSEG Long Island now offers smart technologies that give you more control over the energy you use. Discover what our energy efficiency programs can mean for you.
But Atlanta deep inside of Birmingham territory. One of the exciting new features in the Alliance first season is the fresh new look team uniforms developed and provided between the Alliance and Starter. And Arch will take a look at the numbers from the opening 15 minutes. Grabs your eyes the most.
I think the number of plays, 22 plays to 5 plays, but no points for it. And the Legends, again, for the 2nd time in this game, find themselves inside the 5-yard line against a stout Birmingham defense.
It's only given up 4.5 points a game in the 2 games combined. Flag flies. It's going to back them up 5.
False start. Offense, number 13. It's a 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Monte Crockett, wide receiver, who had a catch earlier, guilty there.
And really, it's kind of the same thing. They have looked very sharp. But once they have gotten inside the 5-yard line, it's been miscues. I think it was Crockett, the one who, it was either him or Sims that messed up the first time they were there, going in motion and trying to throw a screen pass. And again, the offense just not on the same page when they get in a scoring position.
Sims out of the gun on 3rd and goal. Sims. Catch is made inside of the 5 to the 3. James Quick brings up 4th and goal. Brown, Beniquez Brown on the tackle. Do you kick it or go for it again here, Arch?
I think you have to kick this. I know it's tempting to go for it, but you have done nothing as an offense to have any confidence to think that you're going to be able to punch this in on the 3-yard line. You've been down here 2 times, and twice now the iron has stuffed your offense. So get your 3 points out of this and get something positive and something good to show for it.
You see the particulars there on Younghoe Koo, who had the first points in Alliance League history in week 1 in their loss against Orlando. Had 2 field goals in that game, and timeout was taken.
Snap. Atlanta.
Kevin Coyle raced down, got the timeout. How about these wheels?
Kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of wondering why he called the timeout right there, unless that for some reason.
Second thoughts?
You second guess it and maybe think you'd rather go for it, but even if the play clock is running short, you would still think that you're able to kick the field goal, or you didn't have your personnel, but
yeah,
kind of a curious use of a timeout in that situation.
Well, Koo trots back out. So they're going to line up for a 21-yard attempt. 4 of 4 on the season is the product of Georgia Southern. 4 games. The Chargers last season he kicked. The punter, Nizelek. The hold, and Koo is true, and he's 5 for 5. And Atlanta has drawn first blood. They're on top 3-0 with 14:08 remaining in the first half. Well, now there's another reason to root for a high-scoring game. For every touchdown scored in every game this month, the Alliance will donate $1,000 to Team Rubicon, a veteran-led nonprofit that helps communities recover after a natural disaster. Great cause. We're in full support of that. Good look at the field here at Georgia State Stadium. Tim Lewis's guys, they've been backed up twice. They've given up only 3 points in Atlanta's 2 drives, and it both look pretty good.
Absolutely, but only 3 points.
Yeah.
And for Birmingham, really, the first 2 carries of the game, Trent Richardson looked like he was tough to tackle. Now, the passing game went absolutely nowhere, but it was a critical first down here for the Iron, especially to try and give that defense a bit of rest.
Yeah, they need to, no question about it. Perez 1 of 3 throwing it, puts it into the stomach of Trent Richardson, and T.J. Barnes clogging it up. How about 6'6" and 380 arch? Oh, man.
Gregor Clegane in the lineup for the Legends, and man, 6'6", and you already said it, 380 pounds, and he can move. And you look at it and you say to yourself, there's got to be a place in the National Football League with a man that big and a guy that can move, and he was a guy that this offensive staff pointed out to. We're going to have some problems trying to move him out of the way.
Yeah, they were quick to that. Perez flagged down back behind the play. Catch was made on the far sideline by Quentin Patton, but as I mentioned, there is a flag. Donatello Brown forced him out of bounds.
Boy, I love the anticipation of Perez.
Illegal use of hands. Hands to the face. Defense, number 94. 5-yard penalty at it. First down.
It's on Tavares Barnes, the guilty one there, the product of Clemson.
Now watch the window that Perez throws this ball in the anticipation at which he throws it.
Yeah.
Unbelievable job of knowing exactly where to throw that ball and allowing his receiver, Quentin Patton, to get behind that linebacker and put the ball in a perfect place.
Well, Steve Logan said one of the things he told us last night was they want to see Perez get into the second and third levels more than he has. Hasn't thrown a touchdown, hasn't thrown a pick. Backside pressure, steps out of it, and he just missed on that pass there. As J.T. Jones applied the pressure there, was looking for Patton.
Yeah, a little bit too deep of a drop as this play develops, and because of the depth of the drop, you see the left tackle, Brandon Green, he's trying to run the defensive end up the field. And because Perez drifts a little bit, that allows the defensive end, instead of Perez being able to step up, that allows the pressure to get there, and Perez can't get the ball out of his hands in time to make an accurate pass.
3 wide here, but instead the delay. Richardson greeted might have got a half a yard there, but he was greeted immediately by that front from Atlanta that's big and stout. Led by J.T. Jones, the former Miami, Ohio Red Hawk.
I love number 50. Watch how Jeff Luke, the inside linebacker, gets off of the block from the center. Just pushes him out of the way, bench presses J.C. Hassenauer out of the way, gets off the block, and makes the play. Great job inside by the inside linebacker, Luke.
3rd and 10, Birmingham last week 7 for 16 in their win against Salt Lake. Big one here, stepping up Perez, nobody open, checks off, still nobody open, now flings it, finds the open man, and they get it into the hands of Palmer. That's a first down, the tackle made by Tyson Graham.
Well, great eyes from Luis Perez. Nobody is open downfield, and he resists the urge to take off and run with the ball. He waits, and that's what allows his receiver, number 10, Tobias Palmer, to uncover in the middle of the field. Does a great job of staying patient, not running too fast, and keeping your eyes downfield for the big play down the field.
That'll make the offensive coordinator, Steve Logan, smile. That's what he wants to see out of his young quarterback. Now it goes into the end zone, but airmails that one. 2nd and 10 upcoming. The intended target was Damian Washington. Swan on the coverage.
I think when we talk about the iron, they thought that coming into this game that they would be able to attack the Legends secondary. Let's remember Desmond Lawrence and Doran Grant, two starting corners for the Legends, are inactive today, and they're because of injury. And so they felt like because of the injury situation at cornerback that they'd be able to attack them and test them in that part of the field.
Little delay here, and it's Ladarius Perkins. Nice job by Atlanta up front, blowing that play up. Tyson Graham finished it off. So 3rd down coming up here now, 3rd and long.
Well, starts out as a blitz. Jeff Luke one-on-one in the hole, and initially a really good job of avoiding contact, but we talked about the safeties, both Ed Reynolds and Tyson Graham, and their ability to play down low like a linebacker. That time Graham just replaced right up inside, and he was able to get the ball carrier to the ground.
3rd and 11, the iron 1 for 2 on 3rd down. Perez looking to throw it again, got all kinds of time, fires it, it's dropped. Beautiful job. Atlanta coming up with a big play. It was intended for Bray, but Ed Reynolds played his college ball at Stanford. Beautiful play there, Arch.
It really is. Perez is trying to fit this ball right inside the window, but that's exactly how you play it as a free safety. The corner is playing outside leverage because he knows he has help inside. Ed Reynolds takes a perfect angle, has perfect placement of his helmet, breaks up the pass. You cannot draw that up any better as a deep middle player at safety.
40-yard attempt here for Nick Novak, trying to tie the game, and Novak, he does just that. So each team with 3 on the board. 10:27 remaining in this 2nd quarter. Good operation there, and Novak ties things up here in Atlanta.
This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
For Luis Perez, not what they wanted, but they get 3 and tie things up. Coming up on the Alliance All Access Halftime Show, join Alex Flanagan, Rod Woodson, Sean O'Hara, and Cynthia Freeland. They'll get you caught up on everything Alliance related. Plus, Arch and I will have first half highlights and stats here from Atlanta. Around the league we go here, Arch. And the Stallions, they get their first win, defeating previously undefeated Arizona. Orlando 3-0. Steve Spurrier's guys and the home teams 8-2 so far this season.
Yeah, we got to see a little bit of Zach Mettenberger action, and I thought that he looked pretty good when he came into the game and gave the offense something that they just didn't have in the form of a downfield passing attack.
Officially a 39-yard field goal for Novak, and we're tied at 3. Sims rolls, open man, wide open at the 45, and the catch made by Malachi Jones. Gain of 20. Campbell on the stop.
We're seeing a lot more rollout passing from Matt Sims and the Atlanta Legends, and I think that's to maybe try and get away from the pass rush. We talked about at the top of the show how good the front four is from Birmingham in getting to the quarterback, and so far I like the way Sims has played when he's been able to get outside the hash mark.
Here we go.
12 of 15 for 141 yards so far for Matt Sims. Trying to bring it right on the end around, and that play is blown up as Irvin Phillips went nowhere. And Matthew Wells is having a game today. He's been all over the joint. Made the stop there, loss of 6.
Yeah, but this is a free player that goes right up the field, and that's who made the initial penetration.
Yep. That's Massaquoi.
Massaquoi goes right up the field. He makes Phillips with it do a little spin move, and then Matt Wells is just reading his key, and he's able to come up and replace.
So he just served it up like a pizza, in other words, right?
Serving it up like the old NBA Jam.
That's right. Akram Wadley in the backfield next to Sims. Sims checks off, dumps it off. Wadley's got it. And he gets it to the 45. They get some back. Max Redfield, hard-hitting player in that secondary, made the stop. 3rd down coming up. Wadley, 2 grabs for 22 yards. Kevin Coyle, head coach of the Atlanta Legends. What do they do here on 3rd and 10? Wadley remains in the game. They're 1 for 3 on 3rd down conversions.
Let's go. Liz. Green 80. Green 80 set.
Sims flings it into space, and it's intercepted. Intercepted, taken away. And it's coming up with a football is Tocho. Jack Tocho coming up with a pick. Taylor may have got a piece of that, and what a great play there to come up with that pick.
Well, I love how Sims just let this ball rip. I mean, he lets this ball fly, and Phillips lets it hit him right in the face mask. I think it's pretty obvious that we all know that that ball needs to be caught, but boy, what a heads-up play from Tocho coming over it and making the acrobatic interception.
We're good.
Reaction of Tim Lewis.
You good? Come on now. Be strong.
Defensive guy, big time. Bray wanted to throw it. Juan Bray wanted to throw that. And did not get it away and just got what he could. He got about 3 there. He kept it. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, well covered down the field in the iron, trying to work on a little bit of sudden change. Big turnover. Let's try and catch the defense off guard, but the Legends played some pretty good defense so far this year, especially in their secondary, something that we thought might be a weak point considering all the injuries that they've had at corner.
And is the 6th turnover
You got to watch.
forced by Birmingham this season. 2nd and 7. Perez gonna dump it off to Richardson a little high. Good job by Richardson to elude one. Trying to break another one. Held on to the footballs. He's gang tackled down. Tyson Graham leading the charge. Just a pickup of 2. 3rd down coming up.
Well, he's done it again. He's so good at making that first defender miss, and coming into this game, in his first 2 games of the year, he has forced 14 missed tackles, which leads the Alliance. So whether they get him the ball in space or he's running inside between the tackles, he has had that knack of making that first player miss.
And that first player that time was Carlos Merritt. 3rd and 5. 6:40 to go in the first half.
Now these stacks, watch the crossing routes. Over the middle for Perez.
Luis Perez. There it is, Arch, and it's dropped. That was a 1st down and then some. Quentin Patton had it and just simply dropped it.
Boy, we've seen a lot of this all across the league. Receivers dropping sure passes. Number 11, simple in cut, and the ball is right on him, right in his chest, and he misses it. You've got to be able to convert those plays and keep your offense on the field.
Yep. Schmidt on to punt. Fair catch called for by Irvin Phillips. Schmidt's 10th punt of the season. This one 47 yards, was averaging 42.4 per punt coming in. The Alliance of American Football app is #1 in both the Google and Apple stores. And if you download it now, there are all sorts of Easter eggs hidden in it. Let's take a look.
For the first time in the history of pro sports, here's the app as fast as every player in the game. The Alliance app delivers revolutionary technology, real-time play-by-play gaming, instant interactivity. Truly a game changer. Get the Alliance app today. Live predictive gaming at full speed. Call the plays. Unprecedented and at your fingertips. Available on the App Store and Google Play.
In an era of online retail where everything is just a few clicks away, buying a car should be no different. That's why at Carvana, you can buy a car 100% online. We made it easy to browse, view, and buy from over 10,000 cars. You can even trade in your old car, all while binge watching your favorite TV show. Afterwards, we'll deliver your car to you. Or you can pick it up from one of our car vending machines. Either way, your car comes with a 7-day return policy. So grab a seat, relax in your comfy pants, and enjoy the new way to buy a car at Carvana.
Play in this first half here from Georgia State Stadium. Kevin Coyle's team, they scored first. Birmingham tied it up a couple of possessions ago. And now Matt Sims back on the field as Akram Wadley's the deep back.
So I just checked it down the trench.
Wadley broke through, picks up a couple. Let's go down to John Schriffen for an injury update. Schriff.
Well, guys, we saw right tackle John Kling get carted off the field earlier in that first quarter. It is a left ankle injury. The concern is that that ankle could be broken. He is out for the rest of that game. His backup, Trey Moxley, I noticed, went over to the trainer's table before that last drive and actually had his left ankle taped up as well. So that's something to look out for, guys.
Good stuff, John. Thanks. Moxley's been dealing with a head injury as well, on top of what Schriff mentioned there as well with his ankle. 2nd and 7. Matt Sims looking downfield, checks off, nobody open. Sims to the sideline and incomplete. Devin Taylor applied the pressure, and there's a flag down back at the 5-yard line.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 53. Punishing the with the weight of his body. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, apparently too much pressure applied, Arch.
We'll have to see this one. At initial glance, I didn't love this call.
No.
And that one to me is pretty soft, Ben. Pretty soft, Ben.
3 penalties for 15 against Atlanta. 2 for 23 against Tim Lewis's guys. It's the ball out to the 33-yard line.
55's the mic. Here we go. 380. Reset.
Fake the Wadley. Sims flings it, and that one is dropped. That one dropped at the 45-yard line of Birmingham. They were looking for quick there.
Sims almost with the kiss of death, throwing the ball off balance across his body. And another one.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. How many times is the ball going to hit these receivers in the hands? We've got to make that play.
Matt told him to run.
Massaquoi there, applying the pressure on Sims. It's 3 of 8 on passes of 20 or more this season. Lawrence Pittman in the backfield on 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Rip. 380. Liz. Sunday.
And another flag. Play clock looks to have run out.
Prior to the snap, delayed game. Offense. It's 5-yard penalty. It's 2nd down.
Evan Coyle's guys going in reverse here. 2nd and 15 for Matt Sims and the Legends offense.
Here we go. 54 is the mic. 380. Read his head.
54 is Matthew Wells, who's had a great game so far for Birmingham. High throw. Catch is made. Pittman's got it, trying to fight back. Elijah Campbell the first to get to him and make the stop.
Well, tough situation to be in. I know that Atlanta in the first 2 weeks of the season is trying to find themselves offensively and kind of figure out what kind of team they have, what kind of plays they want to run. And we've seen some really nice things here from their offense today, but what they haven't been able to do, Ben, is recover from their mistakes.
Right.
We've seen it in the deep red zone, and we've seen it here on this drive. Their inability to recover from mistakes has really hurt them and not allowed them to put points on the board.
Another flag flies, and they're going to back up again here. Another mistake.
Come on, let's
False
go.
start.
Let's go.
Offense, number 89. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
It's on the tight end, Keith Tobridge.
Okay.
You heard Sims yelling at his offensive group there. They got to pull it together here now.
I wouldn't imagine that something very aggressive is going to be called here. Look for a screen, draw. You just want to get in a situation where you don't make a mistake and have a chance to punt this ball away.
With you on that. From the 23-yard line, Sims fires. Nearly intercepted. Right off the Birmingham defender. That was Joe Powell. That could have been 6 the other way.
It's exactly what we talked about. Powell is just going to read the eyes of Sims and jump this route. Sims is looking right at it the entire time. You cannot play that ball any better than Powell read it, but a serious case of the drops for both teams on offense and defense. Could have been a huge play.
Cameron Nizelek on to punt it away. Quan Bray. No return. 2 penalties on that last drive for Atlanta, 1 for Birmingham after a 47-yard punt. Let's get you caught up with some of the sounds of the game in our Wired segment so far today.
Hey!
Shush. Hey, settle down.
Hey, John! Get off the block, John! It's a receiver, John! 11. Hey, 11! 11, we need one! Hustle up! Hustle up!
Let them know if they think that they're just going to be able to show up and throw their hats in here and just win, we're going to be in for a long day. All right, right now we're not tackling anybody. We're just kind of going through the motions. Okay?
Great stuff by the folks in our audio crew. What'd you make of all that, Arch?
Loved every bit of it.
Yes, we're good. We're good.
Loved it.
Telling Casey Sales there, who they talked about yesterday, saying he's as steady as any guy on our defense as Ladarius Perkins goes off the left side. And he picks up about 4 on the run. So you got under 4 to go here in the half in a 3-3 game. Tim Lewis's team, 2-0. Trying to keep pace with Spurrier's guys.
Yeah, they just have to run their offense. And they've just got to be able to extend this drive. There's not a lot of, for the Iron, they haven't run a lot of plays so far in this game. Only 17 plays as opposed to the Legends' 31 plays. So the key for them is just to be able to stay on the field and execute their offense.
Come on, here we go. Come on out, Alex.
Well, timeout taken there by Tim Lewis and his guys to talk things over with the 2nd and 6 when we resume play with 3:26 to go in this first half.
Let's go. Let's go get him. Let's go get him.
Here we go.
Here we go. Let's go play. Let's go lead him now. Let's go, Luis.
Tim Lewis talking to his quarterback. Still amazed, no high school football for that young man. He is really the last quarterback cut by the Rams this past season. Division II National Player of the Year a couple of years ago. Second down and 6. Ladarius Perkins lined up in the backfield behind Perez. Perez taking a shot. Down the middle. Double coverage. There's the flag. Comes in late as they were looking there for Felton. Swan on the coverage.
Pass interference. Defense, number 29. Spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
And the guilty one is Damian Swan indeed.
Well, Ed Reynolds again plays this perfect. And you can see right at the last moment, Swan comes over and puts the right arm around his neck. But that ball was not going to be caught anyways. He gets there just a moment too early, and man, what a huge swing in field position. I don't think I love that call in that moment. I don't think the receiver had a chance at that football, but it usually never works out for the defensive players, Ben, and that's just the world we have to get used to.
55-yard penalty. Toss to Perkins here. Ladarius Perkins inside of the 5-yard line. They pursued him. Jeff Luke got him. But a decent pickup there on 1st and goal for Perkins, the product of Mississippi State.
Yeah, great all-purpose back at Mississippi State. A guy that truly, former state champion in the 100 and 200 meter in high school, and a guy that truly can stay on the field for all 3 downs. Now, last week it was the Trent Richardson show, and we talked to Tim Lewis, the head coach, who said that, this is Trent's offense, but Perkins gives the offense another shot in the arm.
He does. Richardson back in there, and they feed the beast. Richardson right up the gut into the end zone. Trent Richardson, Roll Tide, takes it in for the score for Birmingham. It's a 5-yard touchdown run for Trent Richardson, his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. And it's a 9-3 game with a try for 2 upcoming.
Straight downhill. Let's follow the tackle and the tight end. And Richardson's legs do not stop driving. Straight sprint, puts his head down, and that is a big hole for a large man with a big head of steam. And he's able to punch it in for 6.
Michael Dunn with that key block. Perez is out of the game. Keith Price, the former Washington Husky, now in for the try for 2 here. Flags fly. First time watching the Alliance, you have to go for 2, no point afters.
Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty. Trap for point.
So that on the center, the product of Alabama. J.C. Hassenauer, their center.
They didn't put it on the left, did they?
And that'll be it for Keith Price. His moment to shine, thwarted by a false start.
Luis Perez back in the game now.
I do think it's interesting if you have an athletic quarterback and how they're able to come in and maybe have a package designed for the 2-point play.
Yes. More flags.
False start. Offense, number 17. 5-yard penalty. Try for point.
So LaDamian Washington, the wide receiver, product of Missouri, guilty that time.
So evidently, Steve Logan, the offensive coordinator, likes his play sheet that requires 12 or more yards to go rather than just for 2. And trying to create just a little bit more space for his wide receiver and some bigger windows for Perez.
This is the try for 2. Perez flings it well short, and it remains a 9-3 game. Tracy Sprinkle, he applied the pressure on Perez.
So this was the big play, defensive pass interference.
55-yard penalty.
55 yards that led to the touchdown run by Trent Richardson. And I guess you could say technically, yeah, it was pass interference, but boy, I tell you what, in real time, when it's slow motion, everything looks exaggerated.
Yep.
I thought in real time that I wouldn't have called that if I found myself a back judge in the Alliance.
Well, 3-play, 69-yard drive, a minute 21, and a 5-yard touchdown run by Trent Richardson. 2:36 to go in the half. Atlanta 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. And they get it into the hands of Wadley. Jeremy Falk, another tackle there on Akram Wadley.
Boy, that was so well played by Falk. That was an unbelievable job because they just let Falk go scot-free. And as soon as he got past the offensive line, he shut it down, waited for the screen, and then chased it down from behind to make the tackle.
Product of Hastings, Florida, played his college ball at Garden City Community College in Kansas. Sims right over the middle, a bullet delivered to the 41-yard line. They get it, and the catch made by Keith Tobridge, their tight end. So we've reached the 2-minute warning. Minute 58 to play in the half. We'll return for that after this.
You want to, okay? Because we're family. We do anything for each other. But this time, those bonds were definitely tested.
Frog leg for my baby brother.
Don't frogs have like 2 legs? So I should have 2 of these. Since I'm active duty and she's family, I was able to set my sister up with a sweet membership from Navy Federal. If you hold it closer, it looks bigger.
Eat your food.
My big sis likes to make tiny food, and I'm okay with that.
Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Minute 58 remaining in this first half, and Birmingham's defense, they've been outstanding here today, Arch.
Playing the perfect bend but don't break variety, and every time the Legends have been able to get inside the 5-yard line, the Iron defense has come to play. A few miscues by Sims in the offense, and what looked like a really good start by the Legends. They find themselves, although inside the 5-yard line twice today, only with 3 points on the board. And you've really got to credit Birmingham for being able to step up and not allow the Legends to get into the end zone.
Trips right, trips right.
6 turnovers on the season, forced by Birmingham.
Yeah, check slow.
Wadley in the backfield.
380! 380 set!
Sims steps up, flings it, flag down on the play. Catch made, Atlanta, they get it to Malachi Jones. Jones takes it down to the 36. 23 yards if it stands. The stop made by Redfield and Powell, but we'll have to check the marker first.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 26. The penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down.
Jamar Summers called for that penalty, Arch.
I love the awareness by Jones, number 14, right after the catch. See how he feels?
Yes.
The defensive back coming, Max Redfield, from the other side of the field. As soon as he catches the football, he's able to adjust his route and pick up yards after the catch.
Back out live, Sims dumps it off, catch made. Flag comes in from the back. Another flag in as well to the 21. Urban Phillips made the catch, 15 yards. Again, we'll have to check the penalty.
Could be a face mask.
Personal foul.
I think they're going to get Ryan
Personal
White.
foul, face mask. Defense number 22.
You nailed it.
Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Wow, what a 2 plays. Ryan White, number 22. Fingers right there in the face mask. The helmet turns, and wow, what a great 2 plays. Really good awareness from Sims in the previous play to avoid pressure and get it out to Malachi Jones, and another big play down the field with a penalty for extra yardage.
Golden opportunity here for Atlanta late in the second quarter. Sims into the end zone. Quick, no. James Quick could not get the feet in. Sylvie on the coverage.
Good job by Sylvie, and just the right foot out of bounds, but he dropped it anyways.
Yep.
And man, the Legends have to figure out something. This is the 3rd time now they've been inside or at the 10-yard line or worse, and they only have 3 points for it. So somehow, some way, they've got to find a way to get this ball in the end zone. Now, they haven't had a good passing game inside the 5. So I would expect Sims to take shots here and throw it inside the end zone on this next passing attempt.
2nd and 10. Sims looking left, fires. Incomplete. Was looking for Tolbridge there. Redfield broke it up. 3rd and 10 upcoming.
Just good man-to-man coverage by Redfield on the tight end. There's nowhere for Sims to throw the ball. He's able to get his arm in it. The ball was a little bit inside, but again, in this part of the field, Birmingham's defense, I think it's because they're such a good secondary, Ben, at playing man-to-man coverage. There's not a lot of windows, and so the receivers have to find a way to get some separation at the top of the route, and Sims has to be ultra precise in his passing. Here we go. To try and complete the ball.
380! See how 3rd and 10 unfolds for him with Denard Robinson in the backfield. Sims, he's going to be dropped. Ball came out. Still loose, picked up by the Legends. Into the hands of Quick. So Atlanta fortunate to get that back. Devin Taylor forced the fumble.
Here it is. Great speed rush off the edge. He just extends. Devin Taylor just extends his arms and gets off of the block of Trey Moxley, who is in for the injured John Kling. He's able to chop it out of Sims' hand. And again, by the Birmingham defense, inside the low red zone is played about as good as you could possibly play here today.
They really have, and Younghoe Koo has outscored his team by 9 to this point. Going to try this one from 35 to make it a 3-point game. It's not good hold. That one is right down Broadway. 9-6 with 1:06 to play in the half, so points, but again, no touchdowns.
Boy, it's missed opportunity. The offense has looked unstoppable outside the 10-yard line today. Sims has been able to engineer some really nice drives via the passing game, but when they're inside the 10-yard line and when they are in scoring position, they just haven't been able to find any separation against the Birmingham defense.
So 1:06 remaining. 2 timeouts for Birmingham. They'll begin from the 25 after the ball placement. Target line for Nick Novak, the Birmingham kicker, is off to a great start with the iron. Target line for him, the 35-yard line. 40 yards necessary to get them into his range. Ty Isaac in at running back next to Perez. Perez finds Isaac. Ty Isaac, the former Michigan Wolverine, picks up close to 9 there. Donatello Brown made the stop. Clock continues to run.
Yep.
Perez clean, throws it, catch made at the 40.
Timeout.
Yep, reeled in by Felton. They call him Turbo. Jeff Luke made the stop there.
I got it.
They don't take one. Continuing the move is that clock. Perez flings one down the middle. And that'll stop it with 24 seconds remaining in the half. Nick Novak there. NFL long was 53. Done that twice in his career. But they need a lot of real estate here yet before they get him on.
A lot of real estate, but we've seen some big plays here today by both football teams.
26 to get him to the target line is what they need. Isaac remains in the game here, running back.
28.
Perez directing traffic now, fires, dangerous play. Getting a hand on that was Jeff Luke back there, the linebacker in coverage. 3rd and 10 coming up.
I gotta tell you, both these quarterbacks, I like the aggressiveness, but we've seen some really tough decisions here by these quarterbacks putting the ball in danger. I think there's a fine line between trying to make a play and trying to squeeze it into a tight window and making a mistake and giving the other team the football.
Perez 6 of 14 thus far in the game.
28.
Gives it off to Ty Isaac on 3rd and 10. Dylan Donahue, the first to get there, got a lot of help. Timeout taken by the Legends with 5 seconds remaining in the half.
Kevin Coyle looking for one opportunity to maybe block a punt, maybe get a return. I think if you're Birmingham and Tim Lewis, you instruct your punter to get this ball off and try and angle this to go out of bounds and let the time run out before Atlanta gets a chance to return the ball. But punt protection has to be perfect. You can't allow the Legends here to try and steal one and block a punt here and maybe go the other way.
Exactly. Quick's going to go back. Is the potential return man. They've added 2 seconds to the game clock, so 7 seconds remain here in the first half. Colton Schmidt booms this one. Quick. And that'll do it for the first half. Like Spearman down there, 46-yard punt and a 2-yard return. Halftime has been reached, Arch, 9-6. The story has been what? Birmingham's defense, right?
It really has. Well, you know, Atlanta, you've got to really credit them because this is probably their best first half of football this entire season. 207 total yards, but it's been the inability of their offense and, more importantly, Birmingham's ability to stop them when they get in a scoring position, why they only have 6 points.
All right, let's get down to John Schriffen with Birmingham head coach Tim Lewis.
All right, thank you, Ben. Coach, only a 3-point lead at the half, but considering how well Atlanta has moved the ball and how many times they've had it in the red zone, you have to be happy with that, right?
Well, not really. I'm not happy that they've gotten it down there into the red zone, to be honest with you. We've got to tighten up our defense, and we've got to get something going offensively.
Now, offense, how do you get that going? What adjustments do you make here in the second half?
Well, I'm going to go in and talk to our guys right now about it, but I'd like to see the ball in Trent's hands a little bit, and I'd like to see us getting a really good push. Our protection's got to hold up, and we got to get the ball into the receivers' hands, and they got to hold on to it.
All right, Coach, good luck in that second half.
Thank you.
Just 100 yards in that first half for Birmingham's offense. That's the end of the first half. Coming up, we'll send you the Alliance All Access Halftime Report. You're watching the Alliance of American Football on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
Phenomenal talent and a major champion.
It's a major move. The PGA, now in May on CBS.
I think the biggest thing that I'd like to say to first responders is thank you. Without them, I wouldn't be here today.
I would just like to say thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Being a Verizon engineer is about doing things right, and there's no shortcut to the right way. So when we roll out the nation's first 5G ultra-wideband network, it'll be because we were the first to install the fiber optics and small cells and upgrade the towers that will change the way we learn, work, and live. And I'll always be proud that we're not just building America's first 5G network, we're doing it right.
Welcome to Riverview Senior Independent Living. Welcome home to Easy, Manhattan's premier residence for elegance, entertainment, and worry-free living for active adults 62 and older in the heart of exciting New York City, with an in-house movie theater, game room, and 3 meals a day in the Riverview Bistro, where you'll embrace all the things you love. At Riverview Senior Independent Living, we're the place to call home at a price you can afford. Schedule your tour today.
The Birmingham Iron defense and Jack Tocho trying to keep Atlanta from getting their first win. Birmingham ahead of Atlanta 9-6 right now at halftime. Welcome into the Alliance All Access Studios. I'm Alex Flanagan alongside Cynthia Freeland, Rod Woodson, and Sean O'Hara. Thanks for joining us at the half. You guys, let's quickly talk about this. So, Cynthia, certainly Birmingham's defense is showing up.
So Birmingham's defense is keeping them in the lead in this game, even though they've only had 10 minutes time of possession to 20 for the Legends, because the front and the back are working really well together. You see number 54, Matt Wells. He's playing great. Massacoy, and then the corners are backing him up really well.
Rod, thoughts on their offense?
Well, you look at, I think you talk about the Atlanta, you look at Sims.
Yeah.
Sims has played well. I mean, he's 18 for 26, 201 yards, but it's their inefficiency in the red zone, Sean, that if you can't, they're 1 of 8 on the season, if you can't score touchdowns in any league, you're not going to win.
Yeah, I think they're 0 for 3 in this game. Matt Sims, there was a miscommunication and a late throw for him. I look at Birmingham. They've got a nice lead. Luis Perez, on his deep throw, probably the biggest play of the game, ended up being a PI. We were both talking about, hey, look, go deep. I like the way that he throws the football. I think they need to take more deep shots. That'll loosen up the defense. Absolutely. But then get the ball to Trent Richardson. Trent Richardson has shown the first guy cannot bring him down, whether he runs him over or whether he jukes him. So I want to see them get Trent more involved in the second half.
Meanwhile, Young Wei Koo is 2-0 when it comes to field goal kicking. And you guys, when he's not practicing kicking through the uprights, he does his trick shots.
That's amazing. And it also shows that kickers have a lot of free time.
Yeah, look at that flip, though. Do you see that?
How do you flip like that?
How do you practice that?
You are incredibly acrobatic, Rod.
Oh, I will land on my back.
Talented kid, and it's nice to see him here really having a second opportunity. Saturday, we had a slate of 2 exciting games that you saw in the Alliance. Let's talk about the first one. The Salt Lake City Stallions looking for their first win in their home opener, and Josh Woodrum, their quarterback, back from a hamstring injury, finding DeMornay Pearsonell for a 25-yard touchdown there. In the second half of this game, John Wolford, the Arizona Hotshots quarterback, trying to stay undefeated and giving Rashad Ross something to celebrate there. Third quarter, John Wolford throwing a pick. And then you guys,
Notre Dame.
Played well.
on this play,
Wolford's all right.
Goes down, was injured his back, and he was taken out of that game. Brandon Oliver getting the Stallions to regain the lead there, 15-9.
I see a BO.
And then Trevor Knight taking over in the fourth quarter at quarterback. First onside conversion that we've seen in this league. It did not succeed, though, unfortunately. The Stallions getting their first win of the season, 23-15. And then on Saturday, Steve Spurrier looking to go 3-0. Dernis Johnson with the 4-yard touchdown. Orlando up early in this game, and Johnson with a little celebration of his own there.
Couldn't tackle him.
Yeah, no, you couldn't. He runs hard. Third quarter now, we have a quarterback change. Zach Mettenberger coming in, replacing Christian Hackenberger.
Heck of a throw right there.
Christian Hackenberg, not Berger on the last name there. Mettenberger throws that 30-yard touchdown pass.
This is a good throw.
That was a very nice throw.
You know, Garrett Gilbert doesn't get enough credit for how athletic he is, buying time with his legs there.
That was an incredible pass by Gilbert. Steve Spurrier there celebrating the win. Orlando 3-0, and Birmingham, the other team now in the league that has the opportunity to remain undefeated. They are leading at halftime, though, but a number of interesting highlights coming out of Saturday's games. On Sunday, this is our nightcap for you. San Antonio and San Diego coming up a little bit later on the NFL Network. Coming up after the break, a few names that have already emerged so far in almost 3 weeks in the league. Cynthia Freeland will tell us the names you need to know next.
Hawaii, nice!
Yeah, I'm excited. Finally earned enough rewards points.
So jealous.
Yeah, I can't wait to get that shave ice.
What's shave ice?
It's like a Hawaiian snow cone.
Why not just say snow cone?
I don't know, they call it shave ice.
You fly to Hawaii for this.
I don't go there for the ice.
You saved up your reward points for ice. That's a lot of ice.
Okay.
Go Rewards credit card from Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
For the first time in the history of pro sports, here's the app as fast as every player in the game. The Alliance app delivers revolutionary technology, real-time play-by-play gaming, instant interactivity, truly a game changer. Get the Alliance app today. Live, predictive gaming at full speed. Call the plays. Unprecedented and at your fingertips. Available on the App Store and Google Play.
A number of Alliance players are already generating some great buzz. Cynthia Freeland now on some names to know.
After 3 weeks of play, here are 3 players that I have my eye on, and you should too. First up, from the Orlando Apollos, wide receiver Charles Johnson, who averages almost 22 yards per catch this season. He's done it both after the catch and catching deep passes. He's 6'2", 215, coming out of Grand Valley State. Keep your eye on him going forward. Next up, from the Salt Lake Stallions, defensive end Carter Schultz, 6'3", 259, came out of Northern Iowa. You're already seeing teams planning for him, meaning they're chipping him. They're trying to stop the pressure that he's bringing, but he's actually still beating that pressure. Keep an eye on him. And Sherman Beatty from the Memphis Express. This running back really emerged in week 3, and it's all about his yards after contact. His yards per carry were almost 7.5. This guy's one to watch. He comes out of Tulane, 5'10", 192. Keep an eye on all these guys going forward.
Thanks, Cynthia. Second half coming up soon. Trent Richardson, you guys, punching his 4th touchdown so far of the season.
Looks like he's back at Alabama.
Looks like an iron hammer to me.
Good one.
Winning the Masters. It's as great as it gets. The Masters on CBS.
Neuromedics is developing NE3107 as a therapeutic for neurological diseases, in which neuroinflammation is a major contributing factor, such as Alzheimer's, migraines, and Parkinson's. Call now to discover how you can invest.
Empire got my property taxes lowered.
Empire tax reductions save me money. Our property tax bill is lower this year.
Thanks, Empire. Thanks, Empire.
Thanks, Empire.
Empire Tax Reductions has saved millions for New York homeowners for over 20 years. We'll save you money by challenging your assessment. Tax appeals must be filed soon. Call Empire Tax Reductions or sign up online today at EmpireTaxReductions.com.
Empire saved us money.
They sure did.
Empire Tax Reductions.
Appliances have changed over the last 100 years. Where to buy them has not. 2019 marks Plesser's 100th anniversary. Owners Mark and Alan Howard follow the credo established a century ago. Respect the customer and offer the best price, selection, and service.
Halftime just about set, though, to begin the third quarter. It's 9-6. Birmingham on top of Atlanta. Welcome upstairs to our office for the day alongside Adam Archuleta, John Schriffen on the field. My name is Ben Holden. First half, Birmingham, their defense did the job. Atlanta showing some signs of improving on offense.
They did, and I really liked the way Atlanta started the football game and really how their offenses looked in the normal field of play. But really it's come down to the red zone. It's come down to the tight red zone where the Birmingham defense is completely stiffened up. They have stuffed the Legends running attack, and they have completely been able to take advantage of any mistakes or miscues that the Legends have provided. So We knew the iron defense was going to be tough. Loved how Atlanta has played, but they just have to find a way to capitalize and punch it in.
All right, very good. Our first half stats are brought to us today by the Air National Guard, and the highlighted time of possession, Birmingham only with 100 yards, and story of the game so far.
Yeah, I would say that the Atlanta Legends have controlled this football game offensively with the number of plays and their ability to extend their drives. And I think when you look at it, you pay attention to what Tim Lewis said going into halftime. He wants to see the ball in Trent Richardson's hands, and I would agree with that. So look for the Iron to focus on running the football here in the second half.
All right, let's get down to John Schriffen for a report. Schriff.
Well, I spoke to Atlanta head coach Kevin Coyle, and I asked him, I said, what did you tell your guys at the half? He said, look, this is a completely different game if we take advantage of our opportunities and score touchdowns when we're in the red zone. So I asked him, how do you score touchdowns? He said, look, we've got to take a better job of taking the reads and the options that are there and not force things. Guys.
Thank you, Schriff. See if they can bring that to fruition as Matt Sims will watch the Atlanta defense start this third quarter with Adam Archuleta, John Schriffen. My name is Ben Holden, all of our outstanding crew, Carlo Generini, our producer, Matt Plundo, our director, Mike Pittman, our AD. Here's a toss to Ladarius Perkins on first down from the 25-yard line. Got about 1.5 yards on the carry. So you mentioned Richardson in the ballgame, just 5 carries for 19 yards. Perkins now with 4 carries for 11 yards.
And I thought when Richardson did touch the ball, he looked strong and powerful and hard to bring down with that first defender. You get their running game going and get them thinking about Richardson, and I think Perez in the play-action game, that's where he's at his best.
Yep, right there with the Arch. Perez over the middle, pitch and catch, first down. Beautiful play there. They get it to the 42-yard line to the tight end, newly signed West Saxton, Tyson Graham on the stop.
I like this read from Perez. This is a shallow cross concept, man-to-man coverage, and they're going to try and get the ball to the crosser by setting a pick from the other side. But the Legends, they play zone. So Perez sees the defense, he sees that it's zone coverage, and find his receiver hooking up right over the ball to pick up their first down in the second half.
16-yard hookup, in fact. Richardson back into the game. Perez, dangerous throw there. He took a shot afterwards. And Reynolds ball hawking as he did in his college days. Very good player in his days at Stanford. Kishun Freeman, the pressure.
I thought he just hung with it a little bit too long. He was waiting for that shallow crosser to come open. That was man-to-man coverage, and he just hung on to his first read for too long, and that allowed the pressure to get there, and he has to force a pass. He's lucky it wasn't picked off.
My apologies to Morris Barnes, who makes this play. No mistaking who made that one as he wrestled down Richardson. 3rd and 10 coming up. Big down, big play for Tim Lewis and his club.
You want to stop a big, powerful back like Richardson up front. Got to get off blocks, and you have to get penetration. That's the name of the game. That time it wasn't a solo tackle. That was a 2-on-1, and even the powerful Trent Richardson can't break those 2 tackles. Great job up front by the Legends defensive line.
Barnes came in, 46 tackles. 48. Clemson, 3rd and 9 for Perez. Perez pressured backside and to throw it away. Nobody open, and the Atlanta defense does the job. Freeman applying some heat there in the backfield that time, and the punt group will come on.
2 plays in a row. Love the pressure, and I love the effort from the front 4 of the Legends defense. The first time they stuffed Richardson in the backfield. 3rd down, they come with edge pressure, both sides. Perez has nowhere to go. He's forced to flush the pocket, and an excellent way here to start the 3rd quarter for Kevin Coyle and his defense.
Outstanding, no question about it. Irvin Phillips back at his 15, awaiting the punt of Colton Schmidt. Phillips lets it go, and the right call made as it went into the end zone. A 57-yard punt. Matt Sims and the Atlanta offense will come back on momentarily. Before that, tonight at 7 Eastern, I want to remind you, Join CBS Sports Network for some Major League Rugby action as the reigning champs, the Seattle Seawolves, welcome league newcomers, Rugby United New York. So Atlanta started this game. That first drive they had way back when this ball game started was a beautiful drive, 14 plays, but they've had to kick 2 field goals here today so far. The points for them.
54's the mic.
Just 1 touchdown they've got so far this season. It came last week.
380. Reset.
Sims feeds Pittman. Ball came out. Redfield's on it. And if it stands, that's the 7th turnover of the season for Birmingham.
Yeah, I think it was the linebacker Beniquez Brown who got that ball out. And here's the question: is Pittman down or is he on top of his? And it looked like he's on top of the Birmingham defender. That allows the linebacker to get that ball out, and it does not look.
Yep.
That ball is out, and what a play from the iron to take the ball away and give it back to their offense inside the 25-yard line.
So Beniquez Brown, the Mississippi State product from Florence, Alabama. Forcing that play, so Luis Perez in Birmingham. Back in business, short field. Feed the beast, Richardson. And they push the pile about 4 yards on the pickup. Tracy Sprinkle, the first to get there, and tempers flaring again. Hassenauer gets Patton out of there. Patton involved in an earlier play, which he got a penalty for, along with 2 other players.
Tavares Barnes is really lucky that he doesn't get flagged. Watch the right side of your screen. Number 94, Tavares Barnes comes over.
Gave it to Saxton there from behind.
Alert! Alert! Alert!
Richardson, nowhere to go. Up front doing the job. Beautiful work by Jeff Luke.
Well, Jeff Luke and Tracy Sprinkle, I mean, it's pretty unbelievable how the legends on defense have been able to come out after halftime. Up front, they have just taken over and dominated the Birmingham offensive line. And Luis Perez has a 3rd and 8.
These 2 guys don't come, get out of your rail.
1 of 6 out of the iron on 3rd down. 3 wide here. Perez. Open man, and they've got the first down inside of the 15 to Quentin Patton. Stop made by Tyson Graham.
Well, same concept. They started this drive. You're going to get crossers here, but it's zone coverage, and he's going to hit the hook right in the middle of the field. Watch as the middle of the field opens up, and the 2 underneath routes clear it out, and Perez again reads the defense, makes the right read, gets the ball out, and converts on the 3rd and 8.
Big conversion. After the fumble by Pittman. Perez finds his man and trying to get what he could there. Ball came out, but it was out of bounds as LaDamian Washington made the catch. Carlos Merritt in there knocked it out, but it went out of bounds nevertheless. Here's Pittman. Denard Robinson. Second and 10 upcoming. You said it, Arch. Feed Richardson. We'll see what they do with that Atlanta defense.
Well, LaDamian Washington is 6'4", and he's up against press coverage.
Toss to Richardson. Nowhere to go. They track him down, but he gets away. Reversing his field. And Atlanta really doing the job there. What an effort there. Tyson Graham finished them off.
Great job here. Watch the Atlanta. I mean, I tell you what, they are playing aggressively. What a good job up front. Again by the defensive line. That time it was T.J. Barnes. right down the line of scrimmage. And then the effort from Richardson almost made a spectacular reverse the field run. That was an exciting play.
Another third down coming up. This one, 3rd and 11. Perez got time, flings it, catch made. They're going to be short of the first down as they get it to the 9. Saxton there to make the catch. Stopped by Damian Swan. 4th down.
It's the same exact play that they converted the 3rd down. Shallow crossers with a hook right over the football. In that time, the Legends knew exactly what was coming, nowhere to throw the football. All you have to do is force them to dump it off, make the sure tackle, and you're forcing the field goal.
So Novak, who converted from 39 yards earlier, this one from 27. Trying to make it a 6-point game, and that one's right down Peachtree. 12-6 Birmingham. They get points and make it a 6-point game. Started with a fumble, stripped out of there. Redfield on it. Novak comes on and makes it 12-6 Birmingham. Birmingham on top, 8:20 to go in the 3rd. Atlanta getting the football back, and in conjunction with Navy Federal Credit Union, the Alliance is proud to be staging a military seat upgrade program where families each week are able to upgrade their seats on game day in recognition of their service. Great thing they're doing there. All right, so Matt Sims, we see him in this Atlanta offense. 2 field goals they've generated. And let's be honest, they've had a lot of change to deal with. The Atlanta offensive group.
54's the mic.
In a short time, they've had the franchise trying to get things going here on this drive with Robinson in the backfield. Sims under pressure, and they're going to wrap him up and drop him. And getting in there is Casey Sales. They love what he does up front. Hard hat, lunch pail type guy.
In a beautiful swim move, looking like Michael Phelps inside. Watch the swim move. Up, over. He beats the pulling guard coming from the backside, and Sims has no choice but to eat the football.
Sales, a product of Omaha, Nebraska, played his college ball at Ohio for Frank Solich. Sims, look out! And it was bobbled and dropped by Crockett.
Oh, how many times are we going to say this? Another dropped pass.
You've said it a lot today.
I've said it a lot. I've said it too many times.
Yep.
I mean, these are the routine plays that you've just got to connect on. When you've got to make a play, you've got to keep the drive going. You want a positive play for your quarterback. Those are what they call easy completions. And on a simple wide receiver look pass, you've got to be able to catch that ball and make something happen.
3rd and 16 now. Sims. Deep. And off the hands there, the intended target. Tavius Jones. Sylvie on the coverage.
It looked like to me that Jones, did he have a chance at this ball?
Yeah.
Again, man, another one, 6'4". This is a big, talented receiver, and he has been plagued by some key drops, and that's probably what derailed his NFL career. Coming into this game, had 2 drops on the season. And you've got to be able to help out your quarterback. Right now, Matt Sims is not being helped out by his wide receiving group.
No, he's not. Nizelek's punt. Perkins back. Fair catch was called for. 44-yard punt, and that's where Birmingham will start. The Alliance of American Football app is #1 in both the Google and Apple stores, and if you download it now, all sorts of Easter eggs are hidden in it. Let's take a look.
For the first time in the history of pro sports, here's the app as fast as every player in the game. The Alliance app delivers revolutionary technology, real-time play-by-play gaming, instant interactivity. Truly a game changer. Get the Alliance app today. Live predictive gaming at full speed. Call the plays. Unprecedented and at your fingertips. Available on the App Store and Google Play.
Birmingham on top by 6, and they've got it back. They'll begin this drive at their own 38-yard line with 7:21 to play in this third quarter. Birmingham 2-0, trying to keep pace with Orlando, a winner last night against Memphis. Atlanta looking for their first W of the season in their home opener. Perez checks off. Richardson dragged down by Jeff Luke in the open field. Seven minutes remaining in this third quarter. Let's check in with John Schriffen for an injury update.
Guys, injury for Birmingham wide receiver Quan Bray. He is out for the rest of this game. He had a rib injury. Also on defense, Jamar Summers getting worked on by the medical staff. Currently cramping up. They're trying to keep him hydrated. Guys.
All right, thanks, John. Hence, that's why Perkins was back on the punt return. Bray's normally their guy back there. Perez over the middle, open man. Catch made by Washington. First down, Birmingham. Wayne Hollis on the stop, gain of 17, to match his uniform number.
Really nice anticipation from Perez as he hits Washington on the in cut. As soon as he comes out of his break, he lets go of the football and right between the hash marks. And what does Washington do right there that's so important, Ben? He secures the catch.
Hold on to the rock.
He holds on to the rock and gives himself a chance to do something with it after the catch. That is exactly how it's done.
From the 45. Checks off. He missed Richardson there, who had all kinds of room in front of him to run. Damian Swan out there with Richardson.
Wow. If you see this, if he just catches this ball, look how much room Richardson will have to run. This could be a touchdown.
Yeah.
If he just puts a little bit of touch on this ball, Richardson is off to the races and a missed opportunity.
Indeed, 2nd and 10 now.
48.
Perez going to Washington again, and Washington comes up with a grab, and he's got the first down to the 34-yard line. Reynolds to stop.
Washington, maybe the fastest receiver here on the Iron football team, runs a crossing route from the other side of the field. When you watch Perez and you watch the Iron on offense, they love these crossing routes.
He's like our guy now.
You said it earlier in the half, 6'4", get it to him, right?
Yeah, it was a red zone opportunity, and I saw him in press coverage, and he had a glamorous size advantage on his cornerback. Right now is really doing some damage in the middle of the football field, and looks like he might be their #1 target.
Luis Perez down in the feet there, unable to come up with a catch was Felton. Freeman put some heat on Perez once again. It's been busy here in this third quarter. First of two meetings between these two. Eastern Conference foes. Perkins in the backfield to the right of Perez.
48. Blue 88, hold up.
Perkins gets it, sidestep one. Takes it down to the 29-yard line. Tyson Graham with a tackle. Our Skycam today is brought to you by Wheels Up. 10-yard pickup on that last play. 3rd and 5, Arch.
The play du jour for Luis Perez and Steve Logan, the offensive coordinator, has been the shallow cross. They have run that play 6 or 7 times here in the second half. Sometimes the Legends have covered it, other times they have not. But that has been their go-to play. And right now you have all the receivers tight to the formation to expect crossers.
3rd and 5, Perez over the middle, and they've got it. They've got the first down to the 22. Wes Saxton, the reception. Ed Reynolds knocked him down, a gain of 7.
It's exactly the play. Watch, 2 underneath crossers, clear out the linebackers, and then hit your wide receiver hooking up right over the football. This is the go-to play right there, executed perfectly by Perez and the offense.
Perez 6 of 11 for 69 yards here in the quarter so far.
You see kind of a tight stack to the left side of the screen. Watch Washington. I would send him deep.
Here's Richardson trying to get through that Atlanta front, and it has been tough sledding for him really all day.
I thought that would have been an excellent chance for the Iron to run a play-action pass. Max protect, get Washington with a cut split, send him deep, and let him use that size against a smaller defensive backfield for the Legends.
Mike 5-0, Mike 5-0. Hey, watch him out here. Sit. Blue 88. Blue 88, hold up.
2nd and 7. There's a pass and a big play coming for Birmingham. It'll set up 1st and goal. It's Quentin Patton gets it going. Tyson Graham forced him out. But it's 1st and goal, Iron.
And all you have to do is make this tackle. You have the outside leverage. You know exactly what's coming. Go make the tackle. Go chop that outside lane. Work upfield and make that play. It was a great job by Patton to avoid the initial contact, but when you're a one-on-one and you have the position on your receiver, go out there and make an aggressive tackle in the open field.
1st and goal for Tim Lewis and his Birmingham Iron. 3 grabs for Patton so far.
Blue 88,
Richardson. Again, nowhere to go in the middle. Short pick up there. Bring up 2nd and goal. Khalil Bass, the first to get to him. Inside of 2 minutes remaining in the quarter. 2nd and goal. The ball at the 7-yard line.
3 on 2. Ready?
For me, Ben, if the Iron are going to punch this in, it's going to have to come from Perez, and it's some precise passing into tight windows. He's going to have to make some throws to get this into the end zone.
Drew him off sides there. Yep. No touchdown passes on the season yet for Perez here in week 3. No picks, though, either. Referee today's Reggie Smith. Here's the word.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 93. Half the distance to the goal. It's 2nd down.
TJ Barnes there, the guilty party there. So 2nd and goal from the 4. Clock moving, coming up on a minute remaining in the quarter. 7 penalties on Atlanta, 5 on Birmingham.
Set.
And this play blown dead before it even starts.
Birmingham calls their first timeout.
And that's why timeout Birmingham. They've got 2 left. We'll step aside and be right back to Atlanta.
We're family. We do anything for each other. But this time, those bonds were definitely tested.
Frog leg for my baby brother.
Don't frogs have like 2 legs? So they should have 2 of these. Since I'm active duty and she's family, I was able to set my sister up with a sweet membership from Navy Federal. If you hold it closer, it looks bigger.
Eat your food.
My big sis likes to make tiny food, and I'm okay with that.
Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Minute remaining in the third quarter. Perez on the drive. 5 for 7 for 45 yards. Let's hear now what Tim Lewis has had to say, who's wired up.
Matthew! Tackle! Hit it. That's it! That's it! Oh, I love that. The play before that was stuff, right? Yeah. What were you playing? Hey, Maya. How you doing? Tim Lewis. Good to meet you. Yes, good to meet you.
There you go. Good stuff from our audio crew on our outstanding crew here in Atlanta. All at the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal upcoming.
You got isolation. Washington to the left.
6'4" frame. Perez dumps it off to Richardson. Richardson broke 1 tackle, still charging ahead. And Richardson, great effort out of him. Ed Reynolds, among many in there for Atlanta, the first to get to him. 3rd down coming up, 3rd and goal.
Ben, that was a good, smart adjustment from the Legends defense. Birmingham had motioned a wide receiver to create a one-on-one matchup on the left side with Washington, and the defensive back, the safety to that side for the Legends, saw the formation and went outside and gave him some body presence. Perez didn't have a throw to the left side, so it forced him to change who he wanted to go to, and the rest of that defense converges on Richardson.
3rd and goal. Richardson trying to work his way in there. Touchdown! Richardson is 2nd of the game. Takes it in from short yardage on 3rd down. Capped a 12-play, 62-yard drive. His 5th rushing touchdown of the season, Arch.
A good drive, and this Birmingham football team knows how to finish. Ed Reynolds, the extra blitzer off of the side, cannot get to Richardson in time, and he gets that body low to the ground, uses that powerful frame, and gets in for the touchdown.
Those of you that are watching the Alliance for the first time, you have to go for 2 to a point afters. Richardson in the backfield next to Perez.
Set. 48. Blue 88, hold up.
Richardson out there in a flat, got it, dives in, he completes it. Touchdown and the 2. So a 20-6 lead for the Iron.
Really nice job for Richardson to get through the tackle of Ed Reynolds, and then taking a page from last week, a reception for 2 points, and Tim Lewis excited.
Yes.
He's got a good group.
Yep.
Good football team he's got. They're on top by 14 now. 5 seconds remain here in the 3rd. Matt Sims back on the 25. Robinson, Denard Robinson. Pickup of a yard, and that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter here in Atlanta. That's the end of the 3rd. You're watching the Alliance of American Football on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home, CBS Sports.
Expectations are sky high. is dynamite. Out deep. Whoa, that's going to slam. Leaving it all out there. Whoa, what a shot. That's great college basketball.
Yeah. The beef was definitely deep.
You ran to them to do records?
It was hard to be helpless. Adina Harrow was hot in your face.
I didn't care about the consequences.
People sabotaged that woman's career.
Unbelievable drama.
To wake up and find that you're being sued by your own blood brothers.
Unforgettable hits.
The whole world was singing it.
Everybody was saying she's a one-hit wonder.
Unsung is back.
For real?
An all-new season of Unsung starts March 3rd with Lloyd on TV One.
From living large to dying young, it's Reel's all-new Celebrity Sunday. This week, the Songbirds, Autopsy, Donna Summer, her legacy and final moments.
The public had no idea that Donna was even unwell.
Selena Gomez, the price of fame, how she beat all the odds.
That which doesn't kill her only makes her stronger.
All-new Celebrity Sunday on Reel's, Channel 692.
There are car drivers, and then there are Land Rover drivers. Purchasing a Land Rover is like gaining membership into an elite club, and at Land Rover Manhattan, membership is more affordable than ever. Right now, during the Only Adventure sales event, you can lease an all-new 2019 Range Rover Sport HSE for just $729 a month. It's more than just a car, it's a Land Rover. Welcome to the club. Elevate to elite at Land Rover Manhattan.
Appreciate our tape room putting those moving pictures together. The best from the game so far, 20-6 Birmingham. John Schriffen there with Trent Richardson. Schriff.
All righty, Ben, thanks so much. Trent, it has not been easy, but already 2 touchdowns on the day with very little running room. How do you attack this Atlanta defense here in this fourth quarter?
You know, at the end of the day, you just got to man up. They got a real big defensive front. They're not trying to give us that much room, so we take what we get.
Have you had to make any adjustments at halftime? What's been the biggest difference? Because it looked like you had a little more room here in the second half.
We just made sure we hit our assignments. There wasn't no adjustments. You know, it ain't about what they doing; it's about what we doing. So, you know, we came through and we got on our blocks and we got our hat on the person and we covered up and we did what we had to do. We catching more balls and Louise managing the game pretty good. So that brings a lot to the running game too.
Good luck in the fourth quarter here.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man.
All right, Trent Richardson, 27 rushing yards, but 2 touchdowns. And the 2-point conversion, the first play of the fourth quarter, incomplete to James Quick. Elijah Campbell on the coverage. 3rd and 8 coming up here.
For Atlanta, Matt Sims has spread the ball around to 10 different receivers in this game. And I think the one thing that really stands out to is nobody has really emerged as the guy.
Right.
On that critical down, on 3rd and 8, when you have to make a play. Who is the guy that's going to be able to step up that Sims can count on to try and get the ball to?
380! Here's that! Maybe we'll learn something here. Gets it into the hands of Quick, but getting over there quickly is Tocho. Good football player he is. He's made a couple of nice plays today, and that was one of them.
3rd and 8, and there's just not enough time for anything to develop downfield. Sims feels initial pressure up inside and has to dump the ball out into the flat, and that is an excellent tackle. We've seen some good safety play here by the Legends, and the Birmingham Iron also with good safety play. That time, Jack Tocho with a great tackle on the sideline.
Forced fumble last week in their victory over Salt Lake as Perkins lets this thing bounce, and Atlanta, outstanding break for them after the punt from Cameron Nizelak. 65 yards, they say on the punt, pins him inside of the 10. Great look at where Luis Perez from our Sky Cam will begin this drive in this Birmingham offense. With a 14-point lead, an Atlanta defensive front. See if they can come up, force a stop here. Perkins. Tim Lewis, defensive coach, wants to be able to run the ball. It's been tough today. They've had a hard time doing it.
It really has. I mean, this is a tough Birmingham offense, but when you think about it, they only had 47 yards rushing last week.
Yeah.
And they knew coming into this game it would be a battle because of the front seven, especially the size that the Legends have up front. And they have really done a nice job of shutting down this running attack and really making the Iron offense one-dimensional.
Tyson Graham, the injured Atlanta defensive back, and they've already got 2 starters out today. Let's take a look, Arch.
Yeah, he has made 10 tackles in this game already. He's had a tremendous game, as he did last week, and just kind of gets stuck at the bottom of the pile.
Good to see. Back on his feet, walking off under his own power here early on in the 4th quarter. Fumble recovery last week, late in the 3rd, led to a field goal by Koo. That put Atlanta up 12-9 in that game. But they could not hold on to the lead.
Nice. Nice.
Mike 50, Mike 50.
Corey Griffin now in the game.
Set.
Replacing Graham. Perkins with it there. So Tim Lewis. He's not coaching with just one team, Arch. He's coaching with 2.
Yeah, how about that?
Defensive coordinator, Pinecrest Academy in nearby Cumming, Georgia. 45 miles away.
It makes me, feel a little bit inadequate because I can't coach my son's flag football team because of this job. So what does that say about my skills?
28.
Well, I mean, you could come up with a game plan before you go out of town, I suppose, right? And still be a part of it that way. Intercepted! Intercepted, the first interception that Perez has thrown, and Carlos Merritt takes it back to the 10, and Atlanta's in business. Intended target was LaDainian Washington. And a 10-yard return.
Exactly what Kevin Coyle looking for from his defense. And this is not the first time that Perez has put the ball in danger. He's done this about 2 or 3 times. He throws an off-balance pass, an ill-advised pass. LaDainian Washington is the intended receiver, and it's nowhere around him. I mean, all Carlos Merritt has to do is just secure that catch, and now all of a sudden Sims has the football on the 11-yard line, but they have struggled today. How many times have they been in this part of the field and have not been able to punch us in?
Maybe that'll change here. Delay a game as Aaron Murray's now in at quarterback. I beg your pardon, that's still Sims. I saw the jersey look like it was wrinkled.
5-yard penalty. First down.
It seems to me that, when there are miscues, it seems to happen in this part of the field for Atlanta. This is maybe the 4th or 5th time where they've had a negative play when they've been on this part of the field.
So Merritt had an interception last week. It sent up Atlanta's only touchdown of the season. Can they do it again? And they go into the end zone on basically the same play. Looking for Malachi Jones was Sims. And Beniquez Brown getting up there to get a piece.
It really was almost the same play. This time he's going to fake a block. A good reaction by the linebacker, Brown.
Yep.
You just see he just gets that left hand in there. Sims tries to fit it in to that window, but Brown with the left hand just at the last moment knocks it away and saves the touchdown.
Luis Perez, after his first interception of the season, hoping that iron defense can be just that and hold here. Sims. Summers on the coverage there. He's a good one. Shontavious Jones, the intended target.
Summers is all over it, but immediate pressure. Sims has to throw the ball off of his back foot. Summers is his inside position. See a little shot there by Sales to Sims. But Summers is playing inside position, and there's no window for Sims to throw the ball into. It's a great example. Birmingham, I think because of their ability to play tight man-to-man coverage on the outside, makes it very difficult for any windows to show up for an opposing quarterback.
3rd and 15. You said it, Arts. They've been down here a bunch. And they've got just 2 field goals to show for it. Sims on the run across his body, back in the end zone. No! Looking for Denard Robinson. And incomplete, 4th down coming up.
Wow. Shoelace in the back of the end zone.
By a shoelace.
Oh my goodness, going down to the ground, and that would have been the touchdown that the Legends needed. Right in the breadbasket again. So Kevin Doyle going for this. He's trying to make this if they kick the field goal, it's an 11-point game.
On the ball.
I'd almost take the point. 4th and 15 is almost impossible.
Timeout taken by Atlanta, their first. I'd go for it.
Your chances, at 4th and 15 are right around 12%. I mean, that's really about what it, maybe 12 to 15% on a 4th and 15 play. I mean, it's not looking good for your football team. It's not a great position to be in.
Yeah.
But the fact that you've been in this position how many times in this game and have not been able to get any points out of it, it just...
Here we go. We got West right.
I mean, a field goal doesn't make you feel any better about it anyways, but I just think in this situation, the way the defense is playing, you got to take the points.
Well, Matt Sims and the offense are going to go for it. Denard Robinson
380
in the backfield. Sims one for his last 7. But you can't put all that on him. Pressure coming to get him. Getting through was Jeremy Falk. Stopping that drive.
Well, Kevin Coyle trying to be aggressive. 4th and 15 going for the touchdown, but as they have the entire night, the Alabama defense led by Casey Sales gives them back the ball.
In an era of online retail where everything is just a few clicks away, buying a car should be no different. That's why at Carvana, you can buy a car 100% online. We made it easy to browse, view, and buy from over 10,000 cars. You can even trade in your old car, all while binge watching your favorite TV show. Afterwards, we'll deliver your car to you, or you can pick it up from one of our car vending machines. Either way, your car comes with a 7-day return policy. So grab a seat, relax in your comfy pants, and enjoy the new way to buy a car at Carvana.
So after a loss of 18, it goes back over to Birmingham, and it's been a story of drops all day, Arch.
It really has. A lot of missed opportunities for the Legends. Drop passes, miscue, chances to extend the drive, and this one right here, just an absolute killer. Denard Robinson in the back of the end zone to give the Legends a much-needed touchdown for the day and another critical drop.
Tyson Graham back in on the defensive side of that secondary for Atlanta. Talk about tough. It is tough going against that Atlanta front.
It is up front. The Legends have played a pretty nasty game up front. Their front four has virtually been unblockable and has forced Birmingham to be one-dimensional. I mean, Trent Richardson has had some powerful runs, but really there has been no room for Richardson to get going. And this is the part of the game right here for Birmingham. You want to be able to keep this ball. You want to extend this drive, and you need your running game to kind of take over here, but there's no room up front.
David Dean made that last play on Richardson. Perez puts it up, open man, and this one is reeled in across the 45-yard line. First down, so says Quentin Patton. Graham made the stop at a first down. Birmingham gain of 20.
Perez has had a lot of success in the middle of the field, and he was under tremendous pressure. Cannot step into his throw and waits until the last moment for Quentin Patton to uncover in the middle of the hash marks. A really nice job of Perez standing in the pocket, knowing that he has pressure, and getting that ball completed down the field.
J.T. Jones, one applying the pressure, product of East Atlanta. Perkins gonna slither his way through there, just shy of the midfield stripe. We move inside of 11 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, and a 14-point lead for Birmingham. Center J.C. Hassenauer slow to get up. They'll come out and check on him. One of 10 members on Birmingham's team that played their college football about an hour or so south and west of Birmingham in Tuscaloosa for Nick Saban.
Former national champion, and probably one of the, the strength of the offensive line is Hassenauer and O'Brien and Michael Dunn, the three inside players. Hassenauer probably the most talented of those three, and they have just had their hands full up front from the Legends defensive line.
So Kit O'Brien, who's their left guard, looks like he's going to slide over and handle the snaps. O'Brien played his college ball at Ball State, Muncie, Indiana.
And he's one of the best guards in the Alliance.
Yeah. By half, Perez. Numbers on him.
And a lot of those here in the second half have been right over the middle. It's been his favorite part of the field to attack, especially against zone coverage.
Able, set. 48. Blue and 8.
On second and 8. Steps up, feeling the heat. And Atlanta's going to get him and drop him for the sack. Getting in there was J.T. Jones, one of their team captains, and a big play there on a hip.
Really play action pass, and Perez is trying to get the ball down the field. Well covered on one side, and the Legends up front again. You've got two defensive players in great position. This is a two-man route, and that allows the pressure up front to get to Perez.
Third and long, they need 11. 3 sacks in the game for Birmingham. That one, the first for Atlanta. Perez on the run, nobody near it. Closest was Patton, and he was well away from it. Graham on the coverage, Simmons on the pressure on Perez, 4th down.
Yeah, tough position to be in if you're Birmingham, because again, in this part of the game, you want to be able to rely on your running game to take some pressure off of your offense. You want to extend this drive, run out the clock, but there has been nothing up front. This has been an impressive game up front by the Legends, and they get the ball back to their offense. I still think you would have been in better shape if you go for the 3 points, but still down by 14.
Phillips. That's it, bounce, and Birmingham just does that. Downs it after a 50-yard punt at the 4. Elijah Campbell down there to make the play on special teams. We'll be right back. .12 remaining in the ball game. 14-point lead is Birmingham's offense. Couldn't get it done on that possession, and they lose the possession after the punt. Next Sunday at 4 Eastern, CBS Sports Network back with more Alliance football action as Birmingham will host San Antonio right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports beginning at 4 Eastern. Saw San Antonio last week. What a game that was.
It really was. That's both of those really good football teams.
Here we go. Should be a fun one. This one still with a lot of time left. 14-point lead. 4 wide here for Atlanta. And Matt Sims in the end zone. Looking for Pittman. Beniquez Brown on Pittman.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
200. I mean, we talked about going into halftime that, 207 yards in the first half. That was by far their best half of football this entire season. Minus 15 here in the second half. And I think really what you kind of see from both football teams is the offensive lines look to be a little tired, and the defensive front for both football teams are starting to take over and really get after the quarterback.
Sims, open man, it's quick, makes the catch. He's got the first down. They're going to spot him at the 19-yard line to move the sticks. Joe Powell to stop, 15-yard pickup.
Yeah, the ball has to come out of your hands very quickly. I just talked about the defensive lines for both these football teams starting to take over, and if these quarterbacks hold the ball, there's a good chance they're going to get hit, and they're not going to be able to get rid of that football. So Sims has to get rid of that ball on time to have a chance.
Here he is. Here comes the heat, Arch. You said it. You still got it. And took a heavy shot there, Devin Taylor. And threw a flag on that play. I was wondering about that.
The ball did not get to the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
He's outside the pocket. And up front.
Intentional grounding. Offense, number 4. The pass did not make it back to the line of scrimmage. Spotted the foul, lost it down. Second down.
Really a well-executed game by Devin Taylor right here to get the pressure on Sims. And look, you cannot hold on to the football. That ball has to be out. You hold on to that football, and that's going to happen. He has no choice right there. He tries to get rid of the football. It does not go past the line of scrimmage. But right now, that ball has to come out because the offensive line is just too tired.
So Rick Minter, the defensive coordinator for Birmingham, there looking on. Here's a pass out over the 20-yard line, and it's reeled in by Irvin Phillips. Gain of 16. Brown on the stop. Third down coming up.
Be ready.
Denard Robinson in the backfield next to Sims.
Sunday, tonight.
And gets rid of it in a hurry. And wrong route, miscommunication. Jamar Summers comes up with another huge play. Waited for it. And Summers has been money.
You hit it right on the spot. Miscommunication, hitch. Summers bails on it, but then plants his foot in the ground, comes back inside, and Sims just throws the ball to Summers. It looked as if Sims expected his wide receiver to break to the inside.
James Quick,
he just runs a hitch route, and Jamar has what will be one of the easier interceptions that you're going to see, but Sims and Quick just not on the same page there, and it leads to an interception.
Second of the day for Matt Sims.
What a turn, what a drastic change from the first half to the second half for this offense.
Here's the young man they call Turbo, Felton. And the end around, and let's go down to John, who's got an update on the crowd here in Atlanta. Trev.
Well, guys, I don't know if you've been able to hear, but this crowd in this near end zone has been chanting for Aaron Murray. That's because the former Georgia star, they want to see him get some action. Atlanta hasn't really been effective on offense. Let's see if maybe they make a change at quarterback on their next offensive possession.
Yeah, I mean, all he did was set the SEC record for career touchdowns, passing yardage.
12,000 yards, 121 touchdowns. I mean, that's...
Some Bulldog fans repping here today.
That's okay, I guess.
That's not bad.
If you like offense.
Richardson, a couple of touchdowns today for Trent Richardson.
But I mean,
fast on the stop.
It has to be extremely difficult for Kevin Coyle because look how this offense started out.
It started out great.
Sims was outstanding. They were moving the ball down the field. Yes, they stalled inside, when they got tight inside the 10-yard line. I don't think they anticipated this second half to turn out like this.
3rd down and 4, coming up on 6 minutes to play in this contest.
Alert, 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 alert. 14. Turtles, sit up.
Richardson gets the first down and then some. Sets up 1st and goal. Tyson Grant made the tackle, but Richardson to the 9-yard line.
Well, good patience, and look, Trent Richardson is a big guy, but look how skinny he gets to find this hole. Wow. Just pops right through that hole, and one of his best runs of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, even Trent Richardson, this offense started out their very, first 2 or 3 runs. You thought maybe they're going to have a chance to run the football today, but that's been shut down by the legends for the rest of the game. That was a good run inside
48
by Richardson.
48,
Pick up of 8. Feed the beast again, why not? Takes it down just shy of the 5-yard line. Sprinkle in there, slow to get up. Just got to untangle the bodies in there.
You see Richardson kind of get in a different mode or a different zone. You see when he gets in tight.
Yep.
Not a lot of shake. He gets his shoulders square, and he just runs as fast and as hard as he can downhill. That's how he scored his first touchdown, and it was the same kind of run there in his last 2 runs.
At 58 yards, we saw Birmingham in week 1 and a couple of touchdowns in that shutout victory over Memphis.
Short.
3 trips to the red zone, 2 touchdowns, both courtesy of 33, who's got the rock again, and he's got another touchdown. Richardson, 3rd time today he's found the end zone. 6 yards on that one, and they posed for the cameras a 5-play, 23-yard drive after the interception by Summers, and it's 26-6.
Not quite downhill. Maybe a small little stutter here in the backfield, but then as soon as he makes that decision, he gets back downhill. Nobody can get a square shot on him. Good blocking up front, and he's en route to another touchdown.
A try for 2. They'll bring in Ty Isaac.
Able, set.
Lined up behind Perez.
Blue 88, hold up.
Perez looking Isaac's way, instead goes inside and finds Washington. LaDamian Washington makes it a 28-6 game. Three-pointer there. Let's look back at what set it all up, Arts. The interception by Jamar Summers.
Yeah, miscommunication from Sims and Quick. Summers, easy interception, and that sets up Perez and Richardson in the iron offense with great field position. Richardson powers it in there, and then little cherry on top, Perez to Washington for the 2 points.
And then here's Washington shooting the 3.
Man, that's a break. He may be our best receiver. Yeah.
You talked about him on previous drives they had. Sims remains in the game over the middle. The catch made, a pickup. As Tobridge wanted the first down, but they're going to mark him short about a yard. Braun on the tackle, pickup of 9.
Yeah, a lot of work to do right now for Sims. And what started off as a promising football game quickly went downhill after halftime.
Yeah, it is. Sims remains in the game. He's got a ton of room here. They'll take it out of bounds. 3:59. The clock will be stopped. I mean, we saw Aaron Murray. Are you surprised that Aaron Murray's not in the game?
You know what? I am. And obviously we're not privy to practices and we don't know what's going on. I'm a little surprised when this league started that Aaron Murray wasn't the quarterback. I mean, you just look at his college career, how good he was and how prolific of a quarterback that he was. I think the way this second half has gone, I am extremely shocked.
Yeah. Dumped off to Robinson. Denard Robinson planted backwards. by Aaron Odeoye.
Now, I will say in Sims' defense, there's been a lot of drops in this second half. So it's not as if, you know, he completely hasn't played well. But, I mean, you saw last night the Express, they went to Zach Mettenberg, maybe give him a shot in the arm. And I think at this point, it wouldn't be a bad idea to give Aaron Murray a shot and see what he could do.
Yeah, that one overthrown, looking for the tight end, Bug Howard. 3rd and 9 coming up with 3:05 remaining in the game. Sims 23 out of 40, 242 and 2 picks, but the majority of his yardage came in the first half for Kevin Coyle's team.
Yeah, and I'm sure that Kevin Coyle, when he watched the tape of Birmingham and saw that they gave up 151 yards last week, did not want to look up there and see that his quarterback has thrown the ball 41 times in this game. The fact that they haven't been able to run the ball has really hurt this offense.
Throwing a catch. Shontavius Jones with a reception. Forced out by Summers. 201 yards to be exact in the first half for Matt Sims throwing the rock.
Hey, John. Here we go.
Under 3 to play in the contest.
Sunday.
Birmingham looking to go 3-0. Into a tie in the East with Orlando. Jones again, another catch. Forced out of bounds with 2:39 to go.
I thought maybe at the beginning of the fourth quarter we had a chance to take a look at maybe a onside conversion attempt. I'm still waiting to see how that plays out.
So am I. Our 3rd game together. We haven't seen one yet. Sims goes down.
You gotta be kidding me.
Casey Sales got in there. Robinson came away with a football.
Yeah, you can see up front the fatigue of the offensive line, a breakdown in technique, and I mean, both these defensive lines are extremely powerful and extremely athletic, tough to hold up. Pass rush after pass rush all night long.
Sims does it here with his feet, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. He gets the first down. Beniquez Brown, the tackle. 1:54 to play. 2-minute warning here in Atlanta. Back with a finish after this.
Hawaii, nice.
Yeah, I'm excited. Finally earned enough rewards points.
So jealous.
Yeah, I can't wait to get that shave ice.
What's shave ice?
It's like a Hawaiian snow cone.
Why not just say snow cone?
I don't know, they call it shave ice.
You fly to Hawaii for this.
I don't go there for the ice.
You saved up your reward points for ice. That's a lot of ice.
Okay.
Go Rewards credit card from Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Breezer Wild Richardson 33 and 3 touchdowns in the game today. Time now for our MGM Resorts play of the game. We look back at it. You'll like it, a pick.
Yeah, buddy. Birmingham knows how to take away the football. First interception of the game. Jack Tocho, the excellent free safety for the Iron. And this defense that Tim Lewis has put together, they do some really nice things. Now, they gave up some yardage, but their red zone defense and their ability to take the football away has really defined their first 3 games of the season.
After their win last week, Tocho said, look, we're tenacious. We have a knack for the ball.
We just want fresh guys in all the time. All right, that's what we're trying to do.
What did Tim Lewis say? We asked him, you know, what have you learned about your football team? What have you learned about your defense? He said, well, I know we can cover, and I know that we can rush.
Yes.
And I think that's been on display here tonight.
Green A set.
So we know what we can and can't do. And cover and pressure. Down the middle into the end zone. Looking for Tobridge, the tight end, with 3 black shirts around him. Joe Powell stepping up to help out on the play there. So 1:49 remaining in a 28-6 game.
I still would like to see, I mean, we still could see an onside conversion,
we could, yeah.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think Birmingham wants to ruin all the fun and not allow a touchdown.
Green 80!
Lawrence Pittman in the backfield. Sims taking a shot into the end zone.
That's a beauty.
Yes! Touchdown! Reeled in by Monte Crockett. A 23-yard touchdown as he beat Campbell.
It's going to be tight. Did he? I'm not quite sure. He dragged the right. Let's watch the right toe. Oh, yeah, it's secure. He's in. Wow. Absolutely. He was running out of room extremely quickly, but that was a beauty, both from quarterback and wide receiver.
Monte Crockett played his college football at Georgia Southern. Spent time in the NFL with Green Bay, Jacksonville, Houston, Arizona, and Washington. So the try for 2 here.
Here we go.
To make it a 14-point game with Pittman in the backfield.
Sims,
fastball into the end zone, and it remains 28-12. As it was Tobridge, they look for the tight end, Redfield, the coverage.
This is a beauty. Crockett, who has great straight line speed, and it's pretty good coverage right there. But boy, that throw, that catch, that was a beauty. And here we go.
We're getting it.
We're going to get it. Great job.
So the ball goes to the 28-yard line. It's a 4th and 12. And the scenarios for what happens.
Really fascinated to watch this as his entire season plays out. I know that, right now it's going to be pretty difficult for Atlanta to really come back in this game, but, how this works out, to me, determines how quickly the NFL gets rid of the kickoff, because I think that's the last remaining part of it. I think everybody can live with, getting rid of the kickoff, but how does a team have a chance to get back into the game if they're behind?
Yep. Well, this is what they're doing in the Alliance. Our first look at it on our package of games here on CBS Sports Network. Denard Robinson lined up in the backfield next to Sims. The onside conversion attempt, 4th and 12 from their own 28. Taking a shot, and it's caught! It's caught by Jones! Shawtavius Jones beat Campbell, and they've got it, and they're now inside of Birmingham territory.
This is outstanding. Tip it to yourself. Up. Well, Campbell gets his hand in there, but he can't quite break it up. And wow, Jones with a great concentration. And now here you go. Wow, Sims, the Legends offense in business on the 25-yard line.
A pickup of 48 on the onside conversion from their own 28. Another fastball. That one's intercepted. Intercepted, tipped, and into the hands and arms of Max Redfield. And Redfield on the return. Campbell got a piece of it. And another turnover for that Birmingham defense that has been flat out iron through 3 weeks.
Yeah, but Sims has no choice but to be aggressive. I mean, you're down by 2 scores. Really well played by Redfield over here, but you're down by 2 scores. He has no choice but to be aggressive. He rips it in there, but just great reaction from the outside by Campbell to tip that ball up. Redfield is coming from the inside out for another interception. But that conversion was kind of fun. I like that. It's better than just watching the other team recover it, right?
Yeah, I agree. I like it a lot. 48-yard pickup.
I mean, it's a risk, though. I mean, you're on your minus 28-yard line, but in a desperate situation, I think it could be a lot of fun. And I hope we see a lot more of this as these games play out here for the rest of the season.
Inside of a minute remaining, Birmingham 55 seconds and counting from being 3-0, and they'll move into a tie for first with the Apollos of Orlando, both at 3-0. And Redfield, that defense, Rick Minner's bunch, outstanding effort today. And that'll do it.
Yeah, there are no players on this field, right, folks?
That was the final snap and in the first of two meetings between these two teams, both in the Eastern Conference. And this one's a final, 28-12. Birmingham now 3-0 on the season.
Well, kind of a microcosm of both of these football teams. The Legends have been strong starters, but have gotten weaker as the game has gone on. And for Birmingham, has shown to be a great second half football team, and that's why they find themselves 3-0.
We'll step aside, take a time out, but we're not done. More when we return to Atlanta, Georgia, where Birmingham wins 28-12 over the Legends.
They can't stop us. They can judge or dismiss us, but